Chapter 2867. Go first, don't worry about us, Linny said. Ah? Tian-chan realized that there was something on her waist. It was the perfume pouch she gave to Linny before. She didn't think that Linny would give it back to her. It's not too late, Linny said to Tian-chan. Go. Tian-chan didn't think that Linny would still think of her at a time like this. She was very touched and a little sweet. Was this the feeling of two people caring for each other? She felt that coming back to find Linny wasn't a waste. But could she leave by herself now? If she left, what would happen to Linny? I'll fight with you. Tian-chan made her decision instantly. It was a very irrational decision, completely different from the calm and collected silkworm transformation she used to be. But now she was Tian-chan. She didn't regret it. If I can deal with them, then there's no point in you staying. If I can't, then you'll be a pointless sacrifice, Linny said. But Tian-chan thought about it. Linny was right. She wouldn't be of any help if she stayed. A sky-class late-phase peak was very small in front of these spirit beasts. If we don't leave now, we won't have time. Linny interrupted Tian-chan. It's too late. Naipeo didn't know why Lin-Yi wanted Tian-chan to leave, but he didn't have the time to ask. He only told Lin-Yi and Tian-chan what he saw. The spirit beasts are coming from all directions. She can't escape. What? Linny took a deep breath. It seemed like the dragon of 5 fiends had made up its mind this time, determined to get rid of them. Roar dash, woo, goo goo. The footsteps and cries of the spirit beasts were getting nearer and nearer, and in the blink of an eye, they were right in front of them. Just as Naipeo had said, dozens of spirit beasts were surrounding them from all directions, leaving them with no way to escape. Roar, woo, goo goo. However, what puzzled Lin-Yi and the others was that after the spiritual beasts surrounded them, they did not make any further moves. They merely surrounded them without attacking or moving forward. None of the spiritual beasts took the initiative to provoke them, but they still surrounded them in the middle. What does that mean? Linny looked at Skybolt Pig strangely. Gigi, the Skybolt Pig asked the spirit beasts surrounding them. Roar, one of the spiritual beasts replied. The dragon of 5 evils is coming. Thunder Pig wrote on the ground. What? The dragon of 5 evils? It's coming personally? Linny was taken aback. He thought that the spirit beasts wouldn't attack them, but now that the dragon of 5 evils was here, there wasn't much to talk about. Naipeo's face darkened as well. He didn't know what kind of bad luck he had to make the dragon of 5 evils come personally. It seems like we won't be able to get out today. Roar? With an angry roar, the dragon of 5 evils floated over, and to Lin Yi's surprise, the dragon of 5 evils could fly. There was actually a pair of wings on its back, but they weren't very obvious. They were very, very small, and Linny was quite puzzled. How could these wings fly? Wasn't this a classic example of a pony pulling a cart and 0.8L engine pulling a tank? But it really did fly. Other than looking a little uncoordinated, the flight was very natural, like a helicopter. It could go up and down, and it landed right in front of Linny and the others. I have to admit that you little fellows are very smart. You made use of all the resources available to you and actually came here. The dragon of 5 evils rolled its eyes as it spoke to Lin-Yi and the others. It was hard to tell if it was angry or something else. You've been toying with us all this time? Lin-Yi was furious, but there was nothing he could do. From the moment the dragon of 5 evils threw him off the cliff until now, he realized that he hadn't been able to break free from the dragon of 5 evils' control. It seemed like the dragon of 5 evils wanted to toy with him until he died. That's right. The first time you and this girl came to 5 Evils Mountain, I threw you off the cliff and you climbed up on your own. I decided to let you go, so I didn't bother with you anymore. Who knew that you'd come here again? I could endure it once, but that doesn't mean I can endure it a second time. The dragon of 5 evils sneered. The reason why I didn't injure you and throw you off the cliff the second time was to toy with you. I wanted to let you see a little hope of survival and then wait for you to climb up, then slowly destroy your hope. I see. Linny couldn't help but smile bitterly. So, you came here personally to kill us? Originally, I did not intend to kill you personally, but I suddenly realized that I have underestimated you. However, it is also a very satisfying thing for me to be able to personally kill highly intelligent cultivators like you. The 5 Evils dragon said. That's right. Pervert. Linny was speechless at the dragon of 5 evils' words. Did this guy have any setbacks when he was young? Why is his heart so dark? You're right, I am a pervert. I've been in this 5 evils wilderness for too long, and now that I've found something fun, how could I let it go? The dragon of 5 evils looked at Lin-Yi and the others with a mocking look. In its eyes, Lin-Yi and the others were its playthings. Then how do you want us to die? Linny asked. Itcha. Let me think. The dragon of 5 evils pretended to be deep in thought. How about this? You guys kill each other and I'll let the last survivor go. What do you think? Linny frowned upon hearing this. This dragon of 5 evils was really evil. It made this request just to watch the show, and it had other reasons to kill the last survivor. It was just toying with them. A flash of hesitation flashed in Naipeo's eyes, but remembering that Linny was stronger than himself, he'd be the one to die. He gave up on the idea of killing each other. Plus, there was still Tian-chan, whose strength was unknown. Who knew what other trump card she had up her sleeve? What? You don't believe what I said? The dragon of 5 evils saw that Lin Yi and the others weren't moving. It was getting a little angry. You only have one chance and you won't get another if you miss it. None of you want to live? Chapter 2868. I'm talking about the kid in the black shirt. Naipeo pointed at himself. The dragon of 5 fiends nodded. Yes, you. This has nothing to do with you. I have a grudge against the 3 of them, and you got dragged into this. So, do you want to kill them? You think I'm an idiot? Naipeo rolled his eyes. Even if I got dragged into this, I wouldn't do anything. My life was saved by Lin Yi in the first place, and even if he didn't, I'm no match for him. If I make the first move, I'll be the first to die. Instead of that, I might as well wait and see. Who knows, maybe I won't just sit there and wait. Is that so? The dragon of 5 fiendish evils, it realized that its intelligence was still lacking compared to a human practitioner's. It was easy for human practitioners to trick each other, and it was easy for them to fall into a trap. But the dragon of 5 fiendish evils, it realized that it wasn't that easy. After saying so much, these human practitioners still didn't fall for it. It couldn't help but feel a little dispirited. It stopped playing around and turned to the spirit beast. Let's go together and tear them to pieces. Roar dash, woo, goo goo. The spirit beasts around the dragon of 5 fiendish evils, they were ready to charge in and kill Lin Yi and the others. Lin Yi cursed inwardly. Ever since he came to Songshan, he'd come across a lot of trouble and danger, but he'd always find a way to deal with it. This was the first time he'd had to sit and wait helplessly for death. Tian-chan, on the other hand, paled as well. She wasn't afraid of dying, especially when she was with Lin Yi. But what she was afraid of was what would happen to the Sky Elixir sect after her death. What about her brother? Could he shoulder the burden of the young head? Naipeo, on the other hand, was expressionless. If Lin Yi hadn't saved him, he wouldn't have been able to survive here anymore. The pain of being burned alive in the sea of fire wasn't something a normal person could endure for long. He was awake now, but it was only a matter of time before he died. From the very beginning, Lin Yi had started to compress the true Qi bomb, but then there were too many spirit beasts, so the effect of Lin Yi's true Qi bomb became insignificant. Now that the 5 evils dragon had appeared, Lin Yi was not sure whether he could hurt it or not, but Lin Yi decided to give it a try. However, just as Lin Yi was about to give it his all, a mighty roar was suddenly heard coming from between Lin Yi's group and the spiritual beasts. Get back! Roar? Oh, whoa, goo goo? The spiritual beasts that had received the order from the 5 evils dragon were about to pounce on Lin Yi's group and tear them to shreds, but to everyone's surprise, the spiritual beasts stopped in their tracks and let out a confused roar before retreating quickly. Even the eyes of the 5 evils dragon flickered with astonishment. Roar? 5 evils dragon, you little guy will escort them out. The voice continued. Roar? Yes. The 5 evils dragon's breathing quickened, and anyone could tell that it was extremely nervous right now. It seemed to be extremely afraid of the owner of the voice. This was a voice that Lin Yi, Tian-chan, and even Naipeo weren't unfamiliar with. It was the voice that had woken Naipeo up earlier. Lin Yi was pleasantly surprised. He didn't think that this thing would come out to interfere. Lin Yi hadn't planned on begging that thing at all. Firstly, Lin Yi didn't think that it could defeat this many spiritual beasts. It had said that it had killed a few sky-class human practitioners, but human practitioners and spiritual beasts were 2 completely different concepts. A human practitioner that could kill a sky-class practitioner might not even be able to kill a mystic-class spiritual beast. What Lin Yi didn't expect even more was that these spiritual beasts would actually listen to the thing's words. They really retreated. And even the 5 evils dragon was extremely respectful towards it, agreeing to escort them out. What was going on? Lin Yi had never heard of a practitioner being able to command so many spiritual beasts before himself. Was this the privilege of a heavenly class practitioner? But as long as the thing didn't say anything, Lin Yi wouldn't be able to find out. If you dare disturb my training again, I'll kill you. The mist-like thing threatened the 5 evils dragon. But its threat was quite effective. The 5 evils dragon nodded in fear. Don't worry, I was just joking with them. I hope so. With that, the thing disappeared and only Linny knew that it had gone back into the jade space. You summoned it again? Tian-chan looked at Linny in surprise. She didn't expect that this mist-like thing that Linny had summoned could command spiritual beasts. I don't know how it came out. Linny smiled bitterly. Naipeo, on the other hand, was very confused. Linny had summoned this thing to wake him up, and he was already confused as to what it was now that it could even threaten spiritual beasts. He was even more confused. What was this? Could it be Lin Yi's new trump card? It looked like he was pretty strong. Thank God he didn't attack Linny rashly, otherwise he wouldn't even know how he died. No, he had to report this to Liang Bro when he got back. This Linny was too amazing. But as surprised as he was, he didn't ask curiously. He knew that even if he did, Linny wouldn't tell him, just like how he wouldn't tell Linny about the wasp absorption arts. Please everyone. The Five Evils dragon was afraid of the thing, but it had regained its calmness towards Lin Yi's group, although its tone was a lot better now. Haha, Five Evils dragon, you didn't expect this, did you? We won in the end. Linny knew that the more confident he acted, the more he could scare the Five Evils dragon. Linny knew that with that thing's temperament, it would be very difficult to get it to come out again. To be able to invite him. The Five Fiendish dragon shook his head. I've underestimated you. Linny wanted to ask the Five Evils dragon what it was that he'd invited, but that would mean revealing his identity to the dragon. So Linny only thought about it, not asking. The spectating spirit beasts were all sent away by the Dragon of Five Fiends, and the Dragon of Five Fiends escorted Lin Yi, Tian-chan, and Naipeo all the way to the portal. Chapter 2869. Never see each other again? Ah, that's hard to say. The dragon said faintly, Kid, you've got some skill. I like you. Who knows, maybe we'll meet again in another plane. Let's see what else you can rely on then. I hope you won't disappoint me. With that, the dragon turned around and left, not giving Lin Yi a chance to speak. He left Lin Yi with a lot of questions. Another plane? They'd meet again? Lin Yi didn't understand what the Five Fiends dragon was talking about, but he was certain that he would never come to a place like the Five Fiends Wildlands ever again. Unless he was forced to, he wouldn't come here on his own accord. Lin Yi carried Chi-Chi on his back as he went through the portal with Tian-chan, Naipeo, and Skybolt Pig. They were finally back at the Sky Elixir Sect's back mountain, but there were no more Sky Elixir disciples here. The test was over. Lin Yi let out a long breath as he looked at the familiar scenery. He was finally out. Everything that had happened these few days felt like a lifetime ago, but Lin Yi knew that it was time for him and Tian-chan to part ways. Lin Yi didn't see Tian-chan at the registration stage of the Heavenly Elixir School's trial, so Tian-chan didn't stay in the inn. Thinking of her special status in the Five Elements School, Heavenly Elixir School wouldn't treat her like a normal participant. You. Lin Yi hesitated before opening his mouth. Tian-chan opened her mouth at the same time. Both of them were stunned. Tian-chan couldn't help but smile. I'm leaving. You can go down the mountain from here and return to the inn of the Heavenly Elixir Sect. Okay. Lin Yi looked at Tian-chan, a little sad. Will we meet again? Maybe. Tian-chan didn't know how to answer this question. There were some things about the future that even she wasn't sure about, and she couldn't decide for herself. Then we'll meet again? Lin Yi also knew that Tian-chan might have her own difficulties. The Five Elements sect was a very overbearing sect, especially under the leadership of Patriarch Shenshin. Why do I feel like you're treating me as the Dragon of Five Evils? Tian-chan felt weird when she heard Lin Yi's words. Don't kick me. Lin Yi laughed. I'll kick you. Tian-chan also laughed. I say, can you guys stop flirting? Naipeo couldn't take it anymore. If you're in a hurry, you can leave first. You don't need me here, Lin Yi said. Let's go back together? Naipeo hesitated. He really was a little scared now that they'd come out. He was still worried that they'd run into some trouble, and being with Lin Yi gave him a sense of security. I'm going. Tian-chan was silent for a while before gathering up her courage. Give me your number. Okay. Lin Yi didn't even think before giving his number, 159XXXX. Mine is 139XXXX. Tian-chan gave Lin Yi her private number as well. Contact me when you're free, okay? Lin Yi took in a deep breath and turned around, walking down the mountain with Naipeo. Tian-chan faintly sighed and quickly headed towards the direction of the temporary imperial residence. Manager Sun was very confused as to why Lin Yi and Naipeo would come back together. Weren't these two enemies? Lin Yi had just crippled Emojio. How were these two coming back together? Did they make up? Naipeo, why isn't Chi-Chi awake yet? It had been almost a day and Chi-Chi still hadn't woken up. Linny was a little worried. That I don't know, but I'm sure I absorbed her 5 malice chi. As for when she'll wake up, I can't say for sure. Naipeo shook his head. Alright Linny, we'll go back to being enemies when we get back to the inn. Next time we'll fight again. Haha, next time, I hope so. Linny knew that Naipeo was telling the truth. Naipeo had absorbed Chi-Chi's 5 malice chi, and Linny had checked on him to see if there was anything wrong with him. Perhaps Chi-Chi had been a little tired these last 2 days and hadn't eaten much. That was why she'd been sleeping for so long. It had been a long time since someone had returned to the inn. Today someone had suddenly returned. The cultivators in the inn were all very surprised. They didn't know who was so powerful that they could safely return from the savage land of 5 evils after 20 days. But, when they saw that it was Naipeo, they all looked a little fearful. Their faces changed when they saw Linny. It was said that Zhang Naipeo and Demon 8 had been killed by Linny in the test. As for Naipeo coming back with Linny, no one dared to ask even though they were confused. Chikuan, Feng Shiban, Li Siba and Gu Xian on the other hand, were surprised and happy to see Linny back. Boss, you're back. The 4 of them walked out from the crowd to greet him. You 4 came out safely as well. Not bad. Linny sighed in relief when he saw that his 4 lackeys were safe. Boss, why did Naipeo come back with you? Plus, wasn't he crazy? Chikuan asked, confused. It's a long story, let's go back to the room and talk. Linny waved his hand and pointed upstairs. Naipeo went back to his room, a little saddened. He could tell that the practitioners here were still very respectful towards him, but there was a hint of gloating in their eyes. Mo Ba and Mo Jio were done for, and he'd come here with 3 people, and only 1 had returned, and he'd almost lost himself in the process. Linny went back to his room and put Chi-Chi on the bed before telling them everything that happened in the 5 malice wastelands, including why he had to save Naipeo. So it's because of Chi-Chi. Chikuan realized. Otherwise, with Lin Yi's personality, he would have killed Naipeo the moment he saw him go crazy. Why would he wake him up? Wasn't that unnecessary? Yeah, so I let him go for now. Linny said, are you guys alright? No one bullied you after I left, right? Chapter 2870. Oh, the young master of the Sky Elixir sect? What's he doing here? Linny paused. Is he here to visit you alone or? He's here alone, but it's all about Zhang Naipeo? With that, Chikuan told Lin Yi about the silkworm transformation. The Sky Elixir sect is concerned about Zhang Naipeo? Lin Yi frowned. He didn't connect it to Tianchan right away. After all, the silkworm transformation was very secretive, and from Chikuan's point of view, he was here to ask about Zhang Naipeo. His impression had affected Lin Yi as well. But after the shock, Lin Yi remembered what Tianchan had said. Naipeo was someone her sect wanted her to find. Could it be that the Sky Elixir sect and 5 Elements sect had some sort of secret relationship? With that thought, Lin Yi felt that it was very possible Tianchan was 100% from 5 Elements sect, and since the Sky Elixir sect came to ask Chikuan about Zhang Naipeo, then Tianchan went back to 5 Elements sect. It all made sense. But as Lin Yi saw it, Tianchan volunteering to go back to 5 Elements sect was for himself. This touched Lin Yi immensely. After all, Tianchan only started thinking about Zhang Naipeo after finding Lin Yi. Yeah, what's wrong? Chikuan saw the change in Lin Yi's face. Nothing. Right, has the Sky Elixir sect's reward been announced yet? Lin Yi asked. Not yet, it's already been registered. Boss, you have the medicine too, right? Go register it with the people from Sky Elixir, don't miss it. Chikuan reminded. And I'll ask the innkeeper downstairs later. Lin Yi nodded. Zhang Naipeo's safe return was good news for both Sky Elixir and 5 Elements, but Lin Yi's safe return wasn't good news at all. Tianchan, why is Lin Yi and Zhang Naipeo together? Patriarch Black Earth originally thought that Lin Yi could die in the 5 Evils Savage Land. That way he wouldn't have to do anything and Taganlong's revenge would be avenged. Furthermore, Boss Bai wouldn't be able to say anything. What he didn't expect was that Lin Yi and Naipeo returned to the inn together. He'd have to ask Tianchan about this. Uncle Xianchen, when I found Naipeo he was with Lin Yi. They seemed to have reached some sort of agreement. Tianchan said. I didn't ask much and just brought them both out. Tianchan's lie was specious. Even if Naipeo said anything afterwards, it didn't matter. He did indeed reach an agreement with Lin Yi. It's good that Lin Yi can come back safely. Otherwise it'll be hard to explain to Big Brother. Patriarch Black Earth was happy from the bottom of his heart. If something really happened to Lin Yi, he wouldn't be able to explain it to Boss Bai. That's true. Ancestor Xianchen couldn't say anything more. He waved his hand and said, Tianchan, You've worked hard this time. Go back and find Kang Xiaoming. Tell him that I'm looking for him. Yes. Tian-chan cupped her fists and left the room. She was relieved that Patriarch Black Earth didn't ask for more details. After Tian-chan left, Patriarch Black Earth also got up and left. He didn't like Kang Ming very much. Patriarch Black Earth was looking for Kang Ming just to take him in as a disciple. Patriarch Black Earth wasn't willing to participate in those things. After a while, Kang Ming walked into Patriarch Black Earth's room respectfully under Little Peach's lead. Disciple Kang Ming greets Master. Kang Ming knelt on the ground as soon as he entered. It was as if he was meeting the Emperor of the past. He kowed out 3 times and bowed 9 times. He was as respectful as he could be. Oh, Xiaoming, get up. Patriarch Black Earth was very satisfied with Kang Ming's actions. Thank you, Master. Kang Ming stood up and carefully stood beside Patriarch Black Earth. Xiaoming, I asked you to come this time because I wanted to ask you, what kind of martial arts do you want to learn? Patriarch Black Earth didn't really care much about this disciple in name, but Kang Ming was very respectful to him and was also an elder of the Heavenly Elixir sect. Therefore, Patriarch Black Earth planned to train him and let him become his spokesperson in the Heavenly Elixir sect. Master, whatever you want to teach me, I will learn. I don't dare to be picky. Kang Ming was ecstatic and said quickly. He was a mid-stage heaven stage expert, but he was just an alchemist. He didn't have the strength to fight, especially when he stood in front of Lin Yi as a heaven stage expert. He was also threatened by Lin Yi and forced to agree to some unfair treaties. This made Kang Ming very sullen and helpless. Therefore he desired strength more than any alchemist. Very good, but although you said that, I saw a strong desire in your eyes, Patriarch Black Earth said lightly. Oh, this. Kang Ming suddenly blushed. I don't like people lying in front of me. Tell me the truth, what do you want to learn? Patriarch Black Earth asked with a solemn expression. I want to learn powerful martial arts, the more powerful the better. Kang Ming gritted his teeth and said, Not bad, you're finally telling the truth. Patriarch Black Earth nodded and asked, Why? Because I want to surpass Lin Yi. I want revenge, I want to kill Lin Yi. Kang Ming knew Patriarch Black Earth's character, so he planned to tell the truth. He was gambling that the truth would make Patriarch Black Earth look at him in a different light and teach him powerful martial arts. When Patriarch Black Earth heard the name Lin Yi, his expression changed slightly. He was a little surprised. You have a grudge with that Lin Yi? That's right. Kang Ming nodded and said, Last time, I went to exchange the marrow and bone cleansing pill recipe with Lin Yi. I wanted to humiliate him, but I didn't expect that I wasn't his opponent. Instead, I was humiliated by him. Oh? You have a grudge before? Patriarch Black Earth asked with interest after hearing that. Yes, Master, it's like this. Kang Ming didn't expect Patriarch Black Earth to be interested in the grudge between him and Lin Yi, so he didn't hide it and recounted the grudge between him and Lin Yi to Patriarch Black Earth in detail. I didn't know that, Kang Ming, you're quite sarcastic. You're really a sarcastic person. Patriarch Black Earth looked at Kang Ming and said with a laugh, Although you didn't succeed in doing these things, it's enough to prove that you're a person full of evil tricks. Chapter 2871. No, when I, Patriarch Xianxun, accept a disciple, the most important thing is character. Patriarch Xianxun waved his hand and said, Master, I will definitely change in the future and be an upright person. Kang Ming was shocked and quickly said, No, you misunderstood. I mean, when I accept disciples, I like people like you the most. You are not bad, but you are very immoral, which is exactly what I like. Originally, I only wanted to accept you as a nominal disciple, but you succeeded in making me look at you in a different light. I am going to accept you as an official disciple. Patriarch Xianxun said. After hearing Patriarch Xuanxun's words, Kang Ming was a little dumbfounded. He never thought that his bad ideas would actually become an advantage, and he actually made Patriarch Xianxun accept him as an official disciple. Was he dreaming? Kang Ming, are you not willing? Patriarch Xianxun asked lightly. Master, I am willing. Kang Ming was surprised and happy. He quickly knelt on the ground and kowtowed, Master, I will definitely carry forward my character in the future and strive to help Master do more bad things. Well, get up. By the way, I also have a grudge against Lin Yi. Patriarch Xianxun was thinking whether he could use Kang Ming to kill Lin Yi. Because of Boss Bai, it was not good for him to attack Lin Yi, but Kang Ming was different. Kang Ming and Lin Yi originally had a grudge. If Kang Ming directly attacked, even if Boss Bai suspected that he was the instigator, there would be no evidence. This was a way to get the best of both worlds. What? Master, isn't it as easy as pinching an ant for Master to kill that insignificant Lin Yi? Why don't you attack him? Kang Ming was a little strange. In his opinion, no matter how powerful Lin Yi was, he could not compete with the Five Elements sect. There are some reasons for this that I won't talk about. In short, I can't attack him directly. Patriarch Xianxun waved his hand and said, "Let's not talk about Lin Yi's matter for now. Let's talk about you first. Originally, I wanted to teach you a random martial technique, but since you've officially become my disciple, I'll teach you some powerful martial techniques." "Thank you, Master." Kang Ming quickly expressed his gratitude. "The martial skill I'm going to teach you is called Pill Fire Bomb." Patriarch Black Earth enunciated each word clearly. Pill Flame Bomb? When Kang Ming heard the name of this martial skill, he was slightly stunned. "Master, this Pill Fire Bomb doesn't sound very powerful." "It doesn't sound very powerful, but when it's used, it's very powerful." Patriarch Xianxun waved his hand and said, "This martial skill was invented by my master. Only alchemists can activate it. However, in my sect, no one else knows about it other than me. I'm teaching you because you're the only alchemist among my disciples. Secondly, I like your temperament very much. That's why I'm teaching you this Pill Fire Bomb." "Ah, thank you, Master, for thinking so highly of me." When Kang Ming heard Patriarch Black Earth's explanation, he realized that this was definitely a very powerful martial skill. Otherwise, Patriarch Black Earth would not have hidden it from others. Yes, this martial skill is not difficult, but it's not easy either. It's just that most people can't think of it. Patriarch Black Earth said, "Actually, it's the process of condensing the pill fire into a process of activating the martial skill. The pill fire is turned into a martial skill and released to fight against the enemy." "It's using the pill fire to burn others?" Kang Ming roughly understood and asked. "More or less, but not completely." Patriarch Black Earth shook his head and said, "You need to circulate the pill fire condensation chant, but you have to circulate it continuously. You don't condense the pill fire into a substance, but you have to compress it in your hand. In the end, it will form a compressed fireball. Then, you will use the martial skill mantra to activate it in an instant and it will become a pill fire bomb. It will instantly form a flame explosion. This way, it can have the effect of injuring the enemy." "So powerful?" Kang Ming asked in surprise. "Master, is this pill fire bomb very powerful? Come with me." Patriarch Black Earth did not explain further. Instead, he prepared to demonstrate it with actual action and tell Kang Ming how powerful this pill fire bomb was. "Yes." Patriarch Black Earth walked out of the room, and Kang Ming hurriedly followed him out of the room and into the courtyard behind the courtyard. Kang Ming watched carefully. After Patriarch Black Earth said that, he began to circulate the pill fire condensation chant and began to compress the pill fire in his hand. Kang Ming stood at the side and stared at Patriarch Black Earth. However, he only saw Patriarch Black Earth standing there and did not activate the martial skill. Kang Ming waited for a while and was a little anxious. He did not dare to ask and could only wait patiently at the side. "Watch carefully, I will activate a small pill fire bomb first." Just as Kang Ming was a little impatient, Patriarch Black Earth finally spoke. He suddenly raised his right hand and pushed it out, pointing at a fake mountain not far away. Whoosh, boom, a huge red fireball was suddenly released from the palm of the Xianxun ancestor's right hand, smashing towards the peak of the fake mountain. Immediately there was a thunderous explosion. On top of the fake mountain, half of the mountain peak was completely blown into pieces. In an instant, sand and stones filled the entire backyard. The sky was filled with gravel and the residual heat from the fireball's explosion. Kang Xiaoming was dumbfounded and inexplicably shocked. Patriarch Black Earth looked at the wide-eyed Kang Ming and was very satisfied with his current expression. He asked indifferently, "How is it? Not bad, right?" "That's amazing. Lord Master, this pill fire bomb is almost the same as a real cannonball. It actually has such great power. Didn't it kill people?" Kang Ming recovered and said excitedly, "This is just the power of a small pill fire bomb. I have a limited time to condense it. If there is enough time, I can condense an even more powerful pill fire bomb." Patriarch Black Earth laughed. He enjoyed Kang Ming's praise very much. "This is only a small one? Can be even more powerful?" Kang Ming was even more excited after hearing that. The small pill fire bomb was already so powerful. How powerful would the big one be? Chapter 2872. It's okay. This martial art technique is so powerful. In comparison, this is not a flaw at all. Master, please teach me quickly. Kong Ming Ming said impatiently. Yes, but there are still some things to take note of about this martial art technique that I have to tell you. Patriarch Xianxin waved his hand and gestured for Kong Ming Ming to calm down. This martial art technique is a pill-fire martial art technique. So, apart from the flaw in the activation time, there is another flaw. That is, it is ineffective against cultivators with ice and fog attributes. No matter how big the pill-fire bomb is, it will not be able to harm cultivators with these two attributes. Kong Xiaoming paused. He knew a bit about the real and virtual attributes. His fire attribute was virtual, created by the blazing flame pellet, but he didn't care too much about it. But there are very few ice and fog attribute practitioners, so it's not a big deal. Kong Xiaoming didn't think too much about it. Yes, that is true. However, there is one more thing to take note of. That is, the pill fire bomb condensed by the fire attribute pill fire is also ineffective against cultivators with water attributes. Patriarch Xianxin said. Master, then why don't you just say that this pill fire bomb is ineffective against water, ice and mist attribute cultivators? Isn't that enough? Why do you have to say it separately? Kong Ming Ming was a little confused. This is different. I am talking about the vital energy bomb condensed by the fire attribute pill fire, but it does not include the pill fire condensed by the water attribute pill fire. Patriarch Xianxin waved his hand and explained, cultivators with ice and fog attributes are immune to the pill fire condensed by the fire attribute pill fire. However, the pill fire condensed by the water attribute pill fire is ineffective against cultivators with earth attributes. Master, I understand. This is the principle of metal restraining wood, wood restraining earth, earth restraining water, water restraining fire, and fire restraining metal, right? Kong Ming Ming was not stupid. He immediately figured out the principle. That's right. The alchemic fire bombs condensed from these attributes all have cultivators who are immune to them. So, you have to act according to the person. You can't blindly activate the alchemic fire bomb. The Xianxin ancestor nodded in satisfaction. He was very satisfied with Kong Xiaoming's comprehension. That Lin Yi should be a fire and wood attribute cultivator, right? I heard that he is also an alchemist. Kong Ming Ming thought for a moment and said, then I will use the fire attribute pill fire to form a pill fire. That should be enough to deal with him. This should be. What kinds of pill fire can you condense now? Patriarch Xianxin asked. Reporting to Master, I can condense the fire attribute and wood attribute pill fire now. I haven't tried the others. Kong Ming Ming answered truthfully. Oh, not bad. But from now on, you have to start trying to condense the fire of other attributes. Patriarch Xianxin nodded and said, you don't have to be too familiar with it. As long as you can successfully condense it, you can continue condensing it. You don't have to consider changing the intensity and temperature of the fire because you are not using it for alchemy. You are only using it to activate the pill fire bomb. Of course, the higher the intensity and temperature of the fire, the faster the speed of condensation. Therefore, it is also beneficial to be familiar with it. Yes, Master. I understand. I will immediately go back and study hard. Kong Ming Ming hurriedly said. While you are not busy. You are one of the elders in charge of this trial. There is still the matter of the trial rewards and awards. It is not too late to practice after you are done, Patriarch Xianxin said lightly. Yes, Master. Kong Ming Ming cupped his fists and said. After saying goodbye, Kong Ming Ming went to take care of the Sky Elixir trial. However, when Kong Ming Ming saw that Lin Yi's name had been added to the list of people who had passed, he was instantly enraged. He didn't think that Lin Yi would actually make it out. He thought that Lin Yi had died in the Five Evils Wildlands, but Lin Yi had actually returned to the Sky Elixir and safely after 20 days of the trial. He even got the pill for the trial and reported the results of his trial to Shopkeeper Sunday. Shopkeeper Sun didn't have the authority to do so, and while the two were the last to pass the test, he didn't have the authority to judge whether or not the two had the qualifications to pass the test, and so he had to report this to Silkworm Transformation. Tian Chan naturally wouldn't obstruct this matter. Putting aside her relationship with Lin Yi, even Zhang Naipeo was someone that the Xianxin elder valued. There was no need for her to stop them. So she directly added their names to the list. However, Kong Ming Ming wasn't so happy Lin Yi wasn't dead, but he actually passed the trial and got the reward? Kong Ming Ming sighed and decided to ask Silkworm Transformation to see if they could disqualify Lin Yi from passing the trial. Little Peach reported that Kong Ming Ming wanted to see her, and Tian Chan didn't stop him. She waved her hand and had Little Peach bring him in. Little Ming greets the young master. Kong Ming Ming had the Xianxin elder as his master, but he knew that he still had to stay in the Sky Elixir sect. If he didn't kiss up to silkworm transformation and make things difficult for him, there was nothing he could do. If the Xianxin elder thought that he wasn't good enough, then he'd be in deep trouble. Oh, it's little Ming. What's the matter? Tianchan looked at Kong Ming and asked calmly. Compared to the Tianchan in the Five Evils Wildlands, she was like a completely different person. Now that she was back in the Sky Elixir sect, she was no longer Tianchan, but the cold silkworm transformation. Young master, I'm here for the list of winners of the Sky Elixir sect's trial. You see, Lin Yi came back after the trial was over. He has already passed the trial's maximum time limit of 20 days. Should we cancel his qualification to pass the trial? Kong Ming suggested. Since Lin Yi didn't die, he wouldn't let Lin Yi have an easy time. Oh, I'm the one who decided this. As long as the trial taker gets the elixir, he passes the trial. The time doesn't matter. Tianchan said calmly, Little Ming, is there anything else? This. Kong Ming was stunned. He didn't expect that Tianchan would reject his proposal directly. He was a little unwilling, but he didn't dare to argue with Tianchan. He could only persuade her. Young master, Lin Yi is the enemy of our Sky Elixir sect. My master, Xianxin Elder, hates him very much. Let's set him up to help my master vent his hatred. Chapter 2873. As I said, this is my decision. The name list has been sent out, Tianchan said. I see, but we are not willing to give Lin Yi a third-grade elixir. We have paid so much to exchange the elixir formula with him. Kong Ming pretended to be regretful and said, how about we give him the elixir on the surface, but secretly send someone to snatch it back? In this way, not only will we not lose face, but we can also reduce the loss of our heavenly elixir sect and help my master vent his anger. What, Little Ming, do you think that you can criticize the affairs of the heavenly elixir sect just because you are my junior brother? Or do you want to usurp power? Tianchan's eyes became fierce. She looked at Kong Ming coldly, and her voice became bone-chilling. Under the cliff of the Five Fiends mountain range, he had 2 third-grade recover pills with him, but Lin Yi did not take any of them secretly. At this moment, Tianchan let Lin Yi pass the trial, but he deserved it. How could she let Tianchan rob Lin Yi again? No. Kong Ming suddenly broke out in a cold sweat. He found that he was indeed a little complacent and eager for revenge. He forgot the strict rules of the heavenly elixir sect. Although he was the disciple of Ancestor Xianxin, how could he be compared with the heavenly silkworm transformation? Elder Kong, I know you are doing this for the good of the heavenly elixir sect. However, the heavenly elixir sect holds a trial for the participants to earn money for the sect and obtain elixirs at the same time. If the heavenly elixir sect continues to do such shady things behind the scenes, then who would want to participate in the trial in the future? Tianchan's tone softened as she said, You can leave now, I have my own plans. Yes, thank you for your understanding. Kong Ming wiped the cold sweat off his forehead and said carefully. Kong Ming carefully left the silkworm transformation room. He was very unwilling. Although Lin Yi had gotten the pill, he had exceeded the time limit. It was normal for him to be disqualified. The others couldn't say anything. Why didn't the silkworm transformation agree? Thinking of this, Kong Ming decided to look for Patriarch Xianxin again. Patriarch Xianxin hated Lin Yi. He believed that as long as Kong Ming explained the reason, Patriarch Xianxin would definitely agree. As long as Patriarch Xianxin gave the word, even the heavenly silkworm transformation would be helpless. When he arrived at Patriarch Black Earth's room again, Kong Ming knocked on the door. Oh. Patriarch Black Earth asked. Master, it's me. Kong Ming said carefully. Kong Ming? Why are you back again? Patriarch Black Earth was a little puzzled when he heard Kong Ming's voice. He didn't know why Kong Ming had returned. Master, I have something to report to you. Do you have time? Kong Xiaoming walked in and asked with fear and trepidation. Oh, go ahead. You and I are master and disciple. If there's anything, just report it. There's no need to ask any more. Patriarch Black Earth waved his hand and said, Yes. Kong Ming was surprised and happy. He nodded and said, It's like this. Lin Yi also passed the trial, but I feel that he was the last to come out. He has already exceeded the 20-day limit. Should we disqualify him from the trial? You should talk to the young master of the silkworm transformation about this, not me. Although I'm your master and the uncle master of the silkworm transformation, I won't interfere with other sects' affairs. Patriarch Black Earth waved his hand and said, You can suggest this to the silkworm transformation directly. There's no need to ask me. Master, I have asked, but I don't know why the young master didn't agree. I had no choice but to tell you. Kong Ming Ming smiled bitterly and said, Lin Yi is our enemy. I'm also thinking about the sect, but the young master also has his reasons. He said. Kong Ming Ming didn't dare to sow discord. He just told the truth and told Patriarch Black Earth the reason for the silkworm transformation. Oh, I'll talk to him about this. Patriarch Black Earth listened to Kong Ming Ming's explanation. Although he felt that the silkworm transformation was for the reputation of the Heavenly Elixir Sex trial, there was also a reason to disqualify Lin Yi. He had exceeded the time limit of the trial. Master is wise. Only Master can talk to the young master about this. Kong Xiaoming was overjoyed when he heard this. And Little Peach. Patriarch Black Earth then called out. The voice of a heaven stage expert didn't need to be loud, but it was extremely penetrating. Although Little Peach wasn't at the door, she heard it. Little Peach rushed over and asked carefully, Patriarch Black Earth, may I ask why you are looking for Little Peach? Go and ask the silkworm transformation to come here. I have something to talk to him about, Patriarch Black Earth ordered. Yes. Little Peach quickly responded and turned to look for the silkworm transformation. Not long after, Tian-chan came to Patriarch Black Earth's room and saw that Kong Ming Ming was also here. She couldn't help but be a little surprised, but she didn't ask. She just asked respectfully, Martial Uncle, why are you looking for me? It's like this. I asked Kong Ming Ming to ask you how Lin Yi obtained the qualification to pass the trial. Patriarch Black Earth wasn't an idiot. He took all the responsibility on himself and excluded Kong Ming Ming. He only said that he had sent Kong Ming Ming to ask. Tian-chan was slightly taken aback. She didn't expect Patriarch Black Earth to personally ask about this matter. However, Tian-chan had been in a high position for a long time and quickly thought of a countermeasure. She explained calmly, Martial Uncle Zhang Naipeo, who came back with Lin Yi, also passed the trial. If Lin Yi's qualification is revoked, then Zhang Naipeo's qualification will also be revoked. In this way on your side. Oh? There's also Zhang Naipeo. Patriarch Black Earth suddenly understood and nodded. I understand. Silkworm transformation, you can go back. This matter is settled. They have all passed the trial. Okay, Martial Uncle. Tian-chan nodded. Then I will take my leave. Okay, go do what you need to do. Patriarch Black Earth didn't say anything more. After silkworm transformation left, Kong Ming Ming was a little confused, but it wasn't appropriate for him to ask. He just looked at Patriarch Black Earth strangely. Kong Ming Ming, things aren't as simple as you think. Lin Yi is fine, but Zhang Naipeo has the everyday sect behind him. I need to use them in the future. It's necessary to give them some benefits. It's not worth going against the everyday sect for these small things, Patriarch Black Earth said. Chapter 2874. I know you're eager to take revenge on Lin Yi, but this isn't just about Lin Yi. The Sky Silk transformation has its own reasons. Don't always come to complain. I can protect you this time, but she might suspect something the next time. At the end of the day, you still have to work for the Sky Elixir sect, the Xiantian elder warned Kong Ming Ming. Yes, I won't do it again. Thank you, Master, for covering for me. Kong Ming Ming said quickly. And right, didn't you have a lot of tricks up your sleeve? Tell me, can we change the way we deal with Lin Yi? The Xiantian elder didn't have anything else to do, and since Kong Ming Ming was here, he decided to discuss with him. This is the only thing I can think of. Kong Ming Ming scratched his head, unable to think of any good ideas. We've already promised to make a chi-gathering pill for him, and we still have to make the Ice Heart Jade Bone pill. That's too good for him. That's right, Lord Master, can we do something to the elixir? For example, make a poison pill and kill Lin Yi. Poison pill. That's not possible. Lin Yi isn't an idiot. How could he not know if we poisoned him? Don't forget why he went against House Kong in the first place. He's a powerful doctor and elixir refiner. It's basically impossible for you to use poison. The Xiantian elder shook his head. That's true. Then, Kong Ming Ming really couldn't think of any other ideas. That's right, now that you've reminded me, I suddenly thought of a pill recipe. This method is really feasible. The Xiantian elder suddenly had an idea and said, I have a very bad recipe. It's called the Extreme Chi Gathering Pill. It's also a type of Chi Gathering Pill, and it was also modified by my master Zhang Liju based on the ancient True Chi Gathering Pill, turning it into a third-level pill, but there was a huge flaw. Therefore it was thrown aside and never used again. What defects? Kong Ming Ming quickly asked. It's like this. This Extreme Chi Gathering Pill has the effect of leveling up a Chi Gathering Pill, and it can also unleash the potential of the cultivator. While the cultivator absorbs the pure energy in the pill, he must also absorb a large amount of heaven and earth spirit chi. The effect is also much greater than that of a normal chi-gathering pill. He can continuously break through and level up. Patriarch Xianxun explained. Honorable Master, forgive your disciple for being slow-witted. This extreme chi-gathering pill is a super good pill. How can you say it's a bad pill? It's not bad at all. After eating it, you can level up continuously. How can you give such a good thing to Lin Yi? Kong Ming asked curiously. I'm not done yet. Patriarch Xianxun waved his hand, indicating for Kong Ming to listen slowly. He continued, I've already said that after taking this extreme chi-gathering pill, you must absorb a large amount of heaven and earth spirit chi. If you don't absorb enough, you will suffer a backlash. If it's light, your meridians will break. If it's heavy, your body will explode. What if Lin Yi absorbs the heaven and earth spirit chi? Kong Ming felt that this pill was indeed flawed, but this was only one of the possibilities. Do you think there's still a place that can absorb so much heaven and earth spirit chi now? It's no longer possible in my master's era. Even the chi density in the Five Evils land is not enough. Where would Lin Yi go to absorb that heaven and earth spirit chi? If he can't, Patriarch Xianxun laughed sinisterly. That's right. Honorable Master is still the best. You've thought of such a vicious method. It seems that the older, the wiser. After Kong Ming heard this, he praised excitedly, Honorable Master, your idea is wonderful. This pill looks good on the surface, but it's actually a poison. Most importantly, although the refining materials required for the extreme chi-gathering pill and the extreme chi-gathering pill are not the same, after it's refined, whether it's color or fragrance, it's almost the same. There's no difference. Patriarch Xianxun said, after Lin Yi gets it, he shouldn't have any doubts. That's great. Kong Ming chuckled. Honorable Master, when do we start refining it? If you want to refine it, you have to prepare. This extreme chi-gathering pill requires a lot of heaven and earth treasures. It also requires the materials of the chi-gathering pill. However, it's not one portion but 3 portions to produce one pill. When Patriarch Xianxun said this, he felt a little heartache. I actually need to invest so much to trick Lin Yi. I'm really a little unwilling. Honorable Master, as the saying goes, you can't catch the wolf if you don't sacrifice the child. We can't kill Lin Yi if we don't sacrifice the medicinal materials. Kong Ming comforted. But the difficulty and time of this refining is also relatively high. You should study it and refine it yourself. My alchemy skills are average, so I can only leave this matter to you. Patriarch Xianxun said. Don't worry, Honorable Master. In the future, I will focus on refining this extreme chi-gathering pill. Don't worry, I won't let you down. Kong Ming quickly patted his chest and promised. Refining this extreme chi-gathering pill seemed to be very difficult, but for the sake of dealing with Lin Yi, Kong Ming decided to grit his teeth and persevere. In fact, after Patriarch Xianxun said this, he felt a pain in his heartache. So many materials. The 5 Elements sect was rich, but they were basically running out of resources. If it weren't for Boss Bai there, he wouldn't be able to fight Lin Yi head-on. He wouldn't have used this method to deal with Lin Yi. But this was a good method. It killed without a trace, and so the Xianxun ancestor gritted his teeth and agreed. After Lin Yi gave his pill to shopkeeper's son, he went back to his room to wait for news. When he got back, he saw that Chi was awake. Qikuan, Feng Shiban, Li Siba, and Gu Xian had already left. Chi woke up to find no one in the room. She was a little lost. She didn't know how she came to this place. She remembered that she was under the cliff of the 5 Fiends Mountains. Could it be that she and Lin Yi were saved? Chi didn't remember what happened before she fainted. Her mind wasn't clear at the time, and she couldn't remember what had happened. Was it Lin Yi who saved her? Chi was still in a daze when the door opened. She looked at the door cautiously, but the person who came in was Lin Yi. Chapter 2875. It had been a long time since they reunited, and the emotions Lin Yi had been suppressing for so long were released in an instant. Lin Yi wasn't in the mood to feel the joy of this reunion when Chi was unconscious, but now was different. Lin Yi couldn't help but rush over and hug Chi on the bed. It was an instinctive action. When Lin Yi was training alone, Yang Xiaoxiao or Xiaoqi would always be waiting for him on the way back. Lin Yi would always give her a hug whenever he saw her. A hug didn't mean anything to a childhood sweetheart, it was just the joy of seeing Yang Xiaoxiao. And it was the same for Lin Yi right now. The moment he recognized Chi, he subconsciously did something he hadn't done in a long time. Chi wasn't expecting Lin Yi to throw himself at her the moment he stepped in. Was he trying to push her down? Chi only realized then that this was Lin Yi's room. What was he doing? Chi sent a kick at Lin Yi, yelling, "You? What are you doing?" You pervert. Lin Yi's arms that were about to hug Chi-Chi froze in midair. He looked at Chi-Chi, stunned, not even bothering to dodge the kick. Chi-Chi's kick didn't hurt anyway, she wasn't Tian-chan, and Lin Yi didn't need to be on guard. One kick wouldn't kill him. Lin Yi, what are you doing? Chi-Chi glared at Lin Yi. She remembered how Lin Yi roasted fish for her under the cliff, and she thought that Lin Yi was a very, very nice person. If her heart wasn't already occupied by that person, she might actually fall in love with Lin Yi. But now Lin Yi was doing something so vulgar to her, all of the good impression Chi-Chi had of Lin Yi was gone. All that was left was anger and frustration. Lilty. Lin Yi slapped his forehead, suddenly remembering that Chi-Chi was still in a daze when they reunited. She probably couldn't tell if it was a dream or reality. Now that she was awake, naturally, she didn't know that he was her Lil E big bro. It was no wonder that she was pissed at him for hugging her so abruptly. Thus, Lin Yi smiled bitterly and quickly said, "Little Seven, you don't recognize me?" "I do." Chi-Chi was taken aback by Lin Yi's question. Why was Lin Yi asking something like this all of a sudden? Could it be that something had happened after he and I came out from the cliff? Did he lose his memory? Otherwise, why would Lin Yi ask this? Could it be that she had forgotten something? These were things that happened when she was with Lin Yi? Chi-Chi frowned, but that didn't make sense. She already had that person in her heart. How could she accept Lin Yi? You know him? Lin Yi blinked. Then you? Lin Yi, what happened? Chi-Chi calmed down as well. She was an assassin, and she was very good at reading people's expressions. Lin Yi's surprise and bitter smile didn't seem fake, so she asked carefully after some hesitation. Lilchi, it's been so many years, have you heard from Master? Lin Yi didn't know how to explain his identity, so he changed his approach. Master? Chi-Chi paused. Your master. Is Master Wang all right? Why would she let you come out alone? Lin Yi continued. Yo. Why? Chi-Chi's eyes went wide as she stared at Lin Yi in disbelief. Lin Yi's words before were a bit out of the ordinary, but this one was very obvious. Master Wang. Her mother's surname was Wang too, and Lin Yi said that she let him come out alone. Then who was Lin Yi? You went to the Dragon of Five Wrath to cure the 9th princess? Her illness? You found a way? Lin Yi ignored Chi-Chi's surprised face and continued to ask. Who are you? Chi-Chi looked at Lin Yi as if she'd seen a ghost. I thought you remembered when I was roasting the mud fish for you. You remembered what happened on the island when we were kids. Lin Yi smiled. Your IE bro? Chi-Chi looked at Lin Yi shocked. It wasn't as if she hadn't thought that Lin Yi was her IE bro when he said those things, but the image of Lin Yi had always been too different from IE bro plus. Chi-Chi didn't treat him well at first, so she'd forgotten about it. But now that she thought about it, Lin Yi wasn't that person. Only that person would know these things about him. Only that person would know about the memories that belonged to the two of them on the deserted island. Only that person would call him Little Seven and hug him when he saw him. Haha, I didn't think that you'd be Xiao Qi sis either. Lin Yi smiled bitterly. He had to admit that this was a bit of a cliché, but childhood playmates were too different in appearance. Who would have thought that it would be a coincidence like this? Why didn't you say so earlier? Chi-Chi jumped up from the bed and jumped into Lin Yi's arms, feeling the warmth of his embrace. She cried tears of joy. That's great, I don't have to kill you anymore. Lin Yi almost burst out laughing at Chi-Chi's words. What was this cool girl thinking? It's still about killing me? I'm sorry, IE bro, I didn't know you were Lin Yi. That's why I wanted to kill you. I was so mean to you before and you were so nice to me. Xiao Qi is so bad. Chi-Chi cried in Lin Yi's arms. Bad. I didn't think that you'd want to kill me because of me. I've thought it through now and I won't blame you. Lin Yi's words sounded like a mistake, but they both knew what he meant. But Lin Yi was a bit shaken as well. There were some things he didn't say. He really didn't think that his childhood sweetheart would have that kind of feelings for him. Lin Yi had always treated Xiao Qi as his sister, and didn't think too much about it. He just wanted to protect her, to take care of her. But now Lin Yi didn't say anything. Chapter 2876. Yeah. Chi-Chi felt like the knot in her heart was unraveled. As long as Lin Yi understood, she didn't need to explain anything anymore. Chi-Chi couldn't find the words to express what she was feeling right now. Some of the old sayings really did make sense. The person she'd been thinking about all this time was actually right beside her, helping her, saving her. They didn't know it at the time, but thinking about it now was a different kind of feeling. Can you answer my questions now? Lin Yi hugged Chi-Chi for a long time. Chi-Chi didn't say anything, so he asked. Chi-Chi blinked, blushing a little. Yeah. There's still no news from my father. He hasn't contacted us. My mom and the others are worried. but they haven't been able to get in touch with my dad. My family's fine, but my dad's power and influence aren't what they used to be after he left. Plus, he didn't leave any connections in the practitioner world either, and that's why I've been working so hard to find medicine for Lil 9. I see. Lin Yi nodded. It was true his Shifu was famous in the common world of assassins, but he didn't leave any connections in the practitioner world for Lin Yi. This was also why Lin Yi was working so hard these days. If he had a sect like Zhang Naipeo's, then Lin Yi wouldn't need to work so hard, going through such a dangerous test just for the Qi Gathering pill and the Ice Heart Jade Bone pill. Lil 9, how is she? From what you've been doing, it seems like it's pretty serious. Yeah, the medicine I got from the practitioner's market failed, so I had to look for something related to earth elements. The dragon of 5 wraiths is a spirit beast of the 5 elements, and its claws are earth elements. That's why I'm here. Chi-Chi said. Lil 9's problem? I'm not too sure myself. I've asked someone from the association to look into it, and they said that it's because there's too much earth element in her body, and she hasn't activated it yet. At first she couldn't walk, but now it's getting worse and worse, and her entire lower body is limp, like a pile of mud. It's getting worse and worse, and if it's not treated in time, it'll be like soft bones? Soft bones? Lin Yi blinked, but he was sure that Lil 9 wasn't soft bones. Even old Lin couldn't tell what the problem was. How could it be soft bones? But there was one thing that made Lin Yi curious. Why did the Earth Spirit Beast's medicine fail? After all, the Overseas Cultivators Association is different from the birthplace of martial arts cultivation here. Although there are experts there, they are not very clear about some of the ancient legends. At the beginning, they also came to the conclusion after searching a lot of information. The earth element in Little Gio's body can be suppressed by something from the body of an earth attribute spirit beast. However, there is no correct way to suppress it and how to use the thing from the body of the spirit beast. We can only explore. Chi-Chi smiled bitterly. Last time when I went back, I mixed some water to soak Lil 9's body in, but it didn't work at all. Too much earth element? Lin Yi frowned. Why did this sound like Xiao Xiao? The only difference was that Xiao Xiao had too much of the yin element while Lil 9 had too much of the earth element. But Lin Yi didn't know who to ask about this. The only people he could ask now were Boss Bai or Old Lin. With that thought, Lin Yi gave Boss Bai a call. After all, Old Lin knew about Little Gio's situation and had seen it before. He didn't have any good ideas, so Lin Yi decided to ask Boss Bai first. Boss Bai was surprised when he received Lin Yi's call. Aren't you in the test? Why are you calling? Did you run into some trouble? Master Bai, I did run into some trouble. Lin Yi said honestly. Are you free right now? Yes, what happened? Boss Bai's heart tightened. Lin Yi went to the Sky Elixir School's test, and he knew the relationship between the 5 Element School and the Sky Elixir School. He was afraid that the 5 Element School would work with the Sky Elixir School to harm Lin Yi. It's like this? As Lin Yi spoke, he told Boss Bai about Lil 9 in detail. Oh? Boss Bai didn't expect Lin Yi to look for him for this, but he was relieved. As long as Lin Yi wasn't in danger, he was relieved. According to what you said, my preliminary conclusion is that the Lil 9 you mentioned may be a cultivator with an earth attribute physique, and his physique is very pure, but he lacks an opportunity to activate it. You said that using something from an earth attribute spirit beast to activate it is indeed a way. Your situation is somewhat similar to an inheritor, but I don't know the specific method. If I was still in the 5 Element School, I could easily help you inquire, but now, although Boss Bai could ask the Shenzhen Great Ancestor, he had just asked the Shenzhen Great Ancestor about the virtual attribute and the true attribute. If he asked other things and the Shenzhen Great Ancestor went to look for information again, it would inevitably be discovered and suspected by the Shenzhen Great Ancestor. That would be bad. I see. After hearing that, Lin Yi was a bit disappointed. Mr. Bai, this person is very important to me. What do you think? How about this? After a period of time, I'll ask Shenzhen again and see if he has any ideas. Boss Bai pondered and said. Thank you, Mr. Bai. Lin Yi also knew that the conversation between Boss Bai and the Shenzhen Great Ancestor was very difficult, and it was inevitable that the Shenzhen Great Ancestor would find out. If it wasn't for the fact that Lin Yi was very worried about Lil 9, he wouldn't have let Boss Bai take the risk. Haha, what are you thanking me for? Boss Bai smiled slightly. With our relationship, you're treating me like an outsider. And Mr. Bai, there's another piece of good news I want to tell you. Lin Yi hesitated and decided to tell Boss Bai that he had successfully obtained the inheritance of the original power. He originally wanted to tell it after going back, but saying it now would make Boss Bai happy. Plus, Yang Chi-Chi wasn't an outsider. She was the closest person to Lin Yi since he was young. Chapter 2877. That's true, but there's an even better piece of news. Lin Yi didn't let Boss Bai continue guessing and said directly, I've successfully obtained the inheritance of the origin power? You've successfully obtained the inheritance of the origin power? What do you mean? Boss Bai didn't understand Lin Yi's words for a moment. After all, it was a bit too shocking and Boss Bai didn't dare to think about it at all. That's right, 5 of the virtual attributes in my body have become real attributes, Lin Yi explained, metal, wood, water, fire and earth, but not ice and mist. What? You've successfully obtained the inheritance of the origin power? In the trial or? Boss Bai finally understood Lin Yi's words and was inexplicably shocked. He never thought that Lin Yi would actually accept the inheritance of the origin power, and it was the inheritance of the origin power of all 5 elements. Yes, it was in the trial. Lin Yi didn't hide anything and recounted what happened in the trial to Boss Bai in detail. Although Tian Chan's coquettish behavior was omitted, Boss Bai could still hear that Tian Chan was special to Lin Yi. You stole her inheritance and she came back to save you? Boss Bai was a bit stunned, but then he shook his head, thinking that this girl was really stupid. According to common sense, she was a great enemy, but she actually came to save Lin Yi and Yang Qiqi. The word love was really hard to understand. However, Boss Bai didn't want to study the matters of young people too much. He just said, if I'm not wrong, she's the spy of the 5 Elements sect. Tagunlong is the spy in the light, and the spy in the light was destroyed by you. You're really amazing. Hehe. Lin Yi also didn't think that he and the 5 Elements sect were so fated. The plan of the Shenshin ancestor was completely disrupted by him. The Shenshin ancestor probably hated him to death, right? Congratulations. However, you'd better ask Tian Chan about Little Nine. If she's really the spy of the 5 Elements sect, then you can ask her. She'll know more. Boss Bai said. Oh, that's right. Lin Yi slapped his head. How could he forget about Tian Chan? He had just exchanged phone numbers with her. After hanging up, Lin Yi turned around to see Yang Qiqi looking at him with a resentful expression. Lin Yi's story with Tian Chan was very plain, but even Boss Bai could tell that something was wrong. How could Yang Qiqi not tell that there was something going on between Lin Yi and Tian Chan? Bro, that Tian Chan. Do you like her? Qiqi couldn't help but ask. Why are you suddenly asking this? Lin Yi was a little awkward. He just reunited with Qiqi after a long time, and while he'd always had some special feelings for her, it was something from when they were kids. Now that he thought about it, it was more like the feelings between siblings, wasn't it? However, Qiqi clearly didn't think of the feelings between the two as siblings. So at this time, Lin Yi was a little embarrassed to tell the truth, but he couldn't lie to Qiqi, so he could only change the topic. Then, little 7 won't ask. Qiqi looked at Lin Yi's expression and guessed something in her heart. In her heart, there was no concept of monogamy, because her own father had several wives. So in Qiqi's education since childhood, no one deliberately instilled this concept. She was just a little jealous instinctively, but since Lin Yi didn't want to answer, she didn't ask more. She was afraid that if she asked more, it would make Lin Yi unhappy and affect the mood of their first meeting. Lin Yi blinked at Qiqi's response. He wasn't expecting Qiqi to stop asking just like that. Lin Yi was surprised. As long as Xiaoqi is in your heart, i.e. bro, Xiaoqi will be satisfied. Qiqi didn't want to lose this long-awaited happiness. She didn't even dare ask about Tian Chan's identity, afraid that Lin Yi would get angry. Lin Yi smiled bitterly. It's nothing actually. We're just good friends, I guess. I'll tell you if you want to hear it. No need. Qiqi shook her head. My mom said that girls shouldn't ask so much. I don't want bro to hate me. Haha. Lin Yi suddenly realized how cute Qiqi was right in front of him. That cool girl from before was pretty dumb when it came to relationships as well. Bro, hurry up and call that Tian Chan sis and ask about Lil Jiao, okay? Qiqi was more concerned about Lil Jiao's condition than jealousy. If Tian Chan could do something about it, then she wouldn't have any thoughts about Tian Chan at all. Yeah, I'll call her now. Lin Yi nodded and called Tian Chan's phone. It didn't take long for Tian Chan's phone to pick up, but no one picked up after a couple of rings. Lin Yi only put the phone down when there was no response. Could it be that Tian Chan didn't have her phone with her? Bro, it didn't go through? Qiqi asked, a little worried. She didn't pick up, maybe she doesn't have her phone with her. Lin Yi said. Oh? Qiqi nodded. Let's wait then, she might call back when she sees it, don't worry too much. Lin Yi comforted. He wasn't sure if Tian Chan would be able to call back. After all, Tian Chan was a spy of the 5 Elements sect. That meant that she couldn't have as much freedom as the others. Yeah? Qiqi nodded. Right, Ebro, why are you looking for rainbow steel, blue crystal powder, and pure yellow jade? I need these materials to make something like a weapon. Lin Yi didn't hide the fact that he might become a blacksmith in front of Chi-Chi. Right, Lil Chi, you said that there's a blue crystal up for auction, is that right? That's right, there's a blue crystal, but I don't know when it'll be auctioned. I'll keep an eye out for it and let you know? Chi-Chi said. Alright, I'll leave this to you then. I won't say any more words of thanks, Lin Yi said with a smile. Yeah, it's fine. Lil Chi will keep an eye out for Ebro, Chi-Chi said quickly. I'll ask around for you when I get back. The two had just reunited and naturally there were a lot of things to talk about. As for Tian-chan, Lin Yi's guess was right. Tian-chan really did run into something. Chapter 2878. Earth Diamond Star was a sky-class mid-phase, but he had no advantage against Naipeo at all. He knew that Naipeo had returned to the inn, but he didn't dare cause trouble for him. Instead he came to Tian-chan for help. Young Master Tian, our Yellow Earth sect may be a Western sect, but we've always been friends with the Sky Elixir and Five Element sects in the Central Plains. We're good friends and we've cooperated a lot. This time, our young Master too was beaten up like this by Zhang Naipeo. You guys can't just ignore this. Earth Diamond Star said with tears and snot as he knelt in front of Tian-chan, hoping that Tian-chan could help him. Earth Diamond Star, I understand how you feel, but the only thing our Sky Elixir sect can do is give you a great recovery pill. There's nothing else we can do. Tian-chan awkwardly said, although the Yellow Earth High sect is a friendly sect of our Heavenly Elixir sect, isn't the Everyday and Everyday sect also? But we still need to find and raise an Earth Element inheritor. Young Master Tian, we're allies. If something happens to our young Master too, how can our sect find and nurture a successor with peace of mind? Earth Diamond Star said. Plus, our young Master Tian came to the Central Plains this time to find an Earth Element inheritor. Only our young Master too can sense and discover the bloodline of the Earth Element. If something happens to him, it'll affect our future plans. Earth Diamond Star, didn't I tell you? Our Sky Elixir sect will give you a great recovery pill, but you'll have to think of something else yourself. Tian-chan said with a bitter smile. We've brought a great recovery pill, but it can only extend young Master 2's life, it can't save our young master. Earth Diamond Star said. Even if we can't cause trouble for the Everyday and Everyday sect, young Master Tian, you have to think of something. This was Earth Diamond Star's true goal. After all, he didn't want to cause trouble for Naipeo. He and Tu Xiaowang weren't as skilled as Naipeo, they were injured by Naipeo, this was their own fault, and they couldn't blame anyone else. However, he really had no way to save Tu Xiaowang. Even the Great Recover Pill had no effect, and the sects in the western region had traveled a long distance. Tu Xiaowang definitely couldn't go back. Even if he went back, he would be helpless. His injuries were too serious. Tian-chan was also having a headache. She had sent someone to check on two overlords' injury, and it could be said that it was comparable to Tagan Dragons. If two overlord could be cured, then Tagan Dragon would have been cured long ago. Then the Five Elements sect wouldn't need to use her, a spy. Now, even the Five Elements sect and the Heavenly Elixir sect were helpless, so how could she help the Earth Diamond Star? Earth Diamond Star, I won't hide it from you. I really don't have any ideas on my side. However, I can help you think of something. If I think of a way, I will inform you immediately, Tian-chan said after a moment of silence. Sigh, thank you, young sect leader Tian. The Earth Diamond Star could also hear the perfunctory tone in Tian-chan's words, but he also came with an attitude of giving it a try. Yellow Earth sect couldn't do anything, so what could the Heavenly Elixir sect do? He was here to try his luck. After sending the Earth Diamond Star away, Tian-chan also had a headache. However, this wasn't a small matter. She still had to talk to Ancestor Xianzhen and Ancestor Xianqin. After all, it might affect the future inheritor's plan. At this moment, Ancestor Xianqin and Ancestor Xianzhen were calculating the results of this trial. In this trial, we successfully retrieved a total of 17 spiritual herbs. Second senior brother, this is a little more than the previous trials. Can you see if it's enough? Ancestor Xianqin reported the number of spiritual herbs to Ancestor Xianzhen. Oh, 17? Wasn't there 15 before? Why are there 2 more? Ancestor Xianzhen paused. If there are 17, it should be enough. Every 5 can be used to make 1 golden pellet. Including the ones from before, it should be enough for the Sky-class island plan. There were 15 before, but after that, Zhang Naipeo and Lin Yi passed the trial as well, so there were 2 more. Ancestor Xianqin explained. In fact, Zhang Naipeo had more than 1 spiritual herb at the start, but when he was attacked by the spirit beast, he lost his backpack somewhere. This was something he picked up on the way back. Lin Yi's one was given to him by Tian Chan, and he didn't pick it up himself. Zhang Naipeo and Lin Yi passed the trial? Tian Chan is back? Ancestor Xian Zhen's face changed when he heard this. Tian Chan was back and Zhang Naipeo and Lin Yi had passed the trial as well, but he hadn't received any news of this at all. Five Element Sect and Sky Elixir Sect seemed to belong to the ancestor Xianchen. But why didn't Tian Chan report to him? What he didn't know was that after Tian Chan came back, she was busy dealing with business, and then she was bothered by Kong Ming Ming and the ancestor Xianchen. After that, she talked to Earth Diamond Star from Yellow Earth High Sect for a long time, and didn't have the chance to meet the ancestor alone. Yes, they passed the trial, so I came to tell you immediately, second senior brother. Don't worry, Tian Chan will be fine, and so will eldest senior brother's disciple Lin Yi, Patriarch Xianchen said with a warm expression, as if he had just found out about this. But didn't they stay in the 5-element wildlands for more than 20 days? Why are they still fine? The ancestor Xianzhen was a bit surprised Lin Yi's body wasn't invaded by the 5-element qi, but Zhang Naipeo was easy to understand. Zhang Naipeo's fine, it's because of his practitioner's arts. He'll be fine. Oh, according to Tian Chan, Lin Yi seems to have come to some sort of agreement with Naipeo. Not only is Lin Yi fine, but he's also carrying the girl back and he seems to be fine as well. At least, Manager Sun didn't sense any traces of Five's malice on them, so Naipeo must have used his wasp absorption arts to suck the Five's malice out. The ancestor Xianchen said. He didn't know why Zhang Naipeo and Lin Yi had come to some kind of agreement, but he couldn't ask Tian Chan too much in front of Kong Ming Ming. No wonder. The ancestor Xianzhen nodded. As the two were talking, there was a knock on the door. Those who dared to knock here were all important people. If it wasn't Qinji Star, then it was Qiandi Ren or Tian Chan, so the ancestor Xianchen said directly, "Come in." Disciple Tian Chan greets Master, Uncle. Tian Chan came in and bowed respectfully. Chapter 2879. Master, Uncle, the follower of the Yellow Earth High Sect's Tu Junwang found me on Earth Diamond Planet, complaining about Zhang Naipeo and wanting us to save him. Tian Chan smiled bitterly. I told him that there's nothing we can do, but from the looks of it, he won't let this go so easily. The Xianzhen ancestor heard Tian Chan's words and said, wasn't Tu Junwang injured by Zhang Naipeo? Didn't they say that his injuries were severe and couldn't be saved? Yes, but they used the Great Recovery Pill to prolong their lives. Tian Chan said. I have an idea, the Xianzhen ancestor said. Patriarch Xuanchen's mind spun, and he had a trick up his sleeve. I think we can get him to look for Lin Yi. Lin Yi? Tian Chan paused, and the Xianzhen ancestor was confused as well, not knowing what to do with Lin Yi. Find Lin Yi, of course, for Tu Junwang. The Xianzhen ancestor smiled faintly. It's simple, isn't Lin Yi Zhang Naipeo's nemesis? Falling into Naipeo's trap, and not only was he fine, he was even able to come to an agreement with Naipeo during the test, allowing Naipeo to absorb the 5 malice chi from his and his companions' bodies. Just how amazing was that? So, I think we should find Lin Yi for this. Lin Yi is so strong he'll definitely have a way. Plus, Boss Bai's injuries have healed, haven't they? Lin Yi might even have a supreme grade Great Recovery Pill on his side. How is that possible? The Xianzhen ancestor's face changed. This was clearly causing trouble for Lin Yi. Lin Yi and Naipeo might not have some secret deal. It was basically impossible for Lin Yi to get anything from Naipeo, and the Xianzhen ancestor said that Lin Yi had an extreme grade Great Recovery Pill. If the Yellow Earth High Sect knew about this, wouldn't Lin Yi never be able to rest in peace? Even if Lin Yi didn't have it, the Yellow Earth High Sect had to believe it. If there was even the slightest possibility that their young master Tu Junwang would wake up, they'd go find Lin Yi and force Lin Yi to give them the Great Recovery Pill. This way, Lin Yi might be interrogated, just like last time when the Xianzhen ancestor sent Little 1 and Little 11 to deal with Lin Yi. Naturally, the Xianzhen ancestor objected. Second brother, I'm doing this for Lin Yi, okay? He's the disciple of Big Brother, and it's good for him to make friends with a large ancient sect like the Yellow Earth High Sect. One more friend means one more path. The Xianzhen ancestor waved his hand and said faintly, all right, this matter is decided. Tian Chan was slightly shocked. Before, when the Xianzhen ancestor didn't mention Lin Yi, she didn't think about Lin Yi, but now that the Xianzhen ancestor mentioned Lin Yi, Tian Chan immediately remembered what happened between her and Lin Yi under the cliff of the Five Fiends Mountains. At that time, her injuries were so serious that Tian Chan was sure that even if she had the recover pill, it would be impossible for her to recover so quickly and easily. However, Lin Yi miraculously healed her injuries, and Lin Yi's own injuries were also healed. It was the same for his hand that was pierced on the cliff. Lin Yi quickly healed these injuries. Thinking of this, Tianshan hoped that Lin Yi could obtain the alliance support of the Yellow Earth High Sect. She believed that with Tianshan coordinating this matter, it would not be difficult for the Yellow Earth High Sect to be grateful to Lin Yi. However, Tianshan had unknowingly hoped that Lin Yi could obtain a powerful helper. Martial Uncle, I will contact the Earth Diamond Planet in a while and ask him to visit Lin Yi to see if this matter can be resolved, Tianshan said calmly on the surface. Tianshan's words stunned Patriarch Shenzhen and Patriarch Shenshen. Tianshan, do you really not understand the problem or? Patriarch Shenzhen's expression changed slightly. He did not expect Tianshan to agree to Patriarch Xuanzhen's request. After all, this was not an order but a discussion. Patriarch Shenzhen still had a way to reverse this matter. It was not necessary for the Earth Diamond Planet to find Lin Yi. He believed that as long as Patriarch Shenzhen insisted, Patriarch Shenshen would not force him to do it. However, Tianshan's agreement was equivalent to a hammer strike. Young Sect Master Tian is very righteous. Patriarch Xuanzhen's eyes narrowed slightly. He could not help but think of something. Tianshan failed to accept the inheritance. In the future, she would definitely become the young sect master of the Heavenly Elixir sect. Tianshan was not suitable to be the young sect master. In the future, she could become a great elder or even a supreme elder. In this way, Tianshan naturally had to build a good relationship between the Heavenly Elixir sect and the Five Elements sect. As the actual controller of the Five Elements sect, Patriarch Shenshen, it was reasonable for Tianshan to be attentive to him. This made Patriarch Shenshen very satisfied. He thought, although Tianshan is the disciple of Patriarch Shenzhen, for the sake of the Heavenly Elixir sect, she has no choice but to side with me. In the future, it is impossible for her to sit on the position of sect master without my support. Master, disciple has no choice. If we don't move the trouble of the Earth Diamond Planet away in time and something really happens to the Earth Tyrant in the territory of the Heavenly Elixir sect, both the Heavenly Elixir sect and the Five Elements sect will have to bear great responsibility. At that time, when the Yellow Earth sect comes looking for us, it will not be good for either side to fall out with each other. Tianshan explained. She seemed to be fair, but in fact she was speaking for Patriarch Shenshen. Patriarch Xuanzhen's chest heaved up and down. He looked angrily at the proud disciple he had raised since she was a child. She was almost like his own daughter. One day she actually betrayed Patriarch Shenshen. This was simply unacceptable. However, he could not fall out with Patriarch Shenshen in front of him. After all, the Heavenly Elixir sect was a vassal of the Five Elements sect. There was no problem for Tianshan to listen to Patriarch Shenshen. This was a problem that could not be discussed openly. Master, disciple is doing this for the sake of righteousness, Tianshan said calmly. Very good. Patriarch Xuanzhen took a deep breath and stood up. Without looking at Tianshan, he strode out of the room. I'm tired. I'm going to study alchemy. Master. Tianshan sighed slightly in her heart. She could only find an opportunity to explain. Ever since Tianshan knew that Patriarch Shenshen still wanted to deal with Lin Yi, Tianshan decided to get closer to Patriarch Shenshen. She wanted to understand his plans at any time. This way she could warn Lin Yi in advance so that Lin Yi would not be tricked. Chapter 2880. Disciple. I don't know. Tianshan smiled bitterly. And Tianshan, you're not bad. Although you can't carry out that plan, managing and developing the Heavenly Elixir sect is a good way out. I have high hopes for you. Patriarch Shenshen said. Yes, Martial Uncle, please train me in the future. Tianshan cupped her fists and said, and you can leave now. Go and reply to that Earth Diamond Planet as soon as possible. Don't let him wait too long. After all, he's our ally, right? Patriarch Shenshen instructed. Disciple will go and find him now. Tianshan quickly responded. Tianshan returned to her residence and casually glanced at her phone. She didn't know why, but after returning from the trial, Tianshan had a habit of looking at her phone. She felt unhappy if she didn't look at it, but she felt a little disappointed when she looked at it. In the past, Tianshan didn't look at her phone even once in half a month. She didn't even turn it on because the Heavenly Elixir sect still maintained many ancient customs. If there was something, the disciples and servants would pass the message. Seeing that there was a missed call on her phone, Tianshan was slightly stunned. She quickly checked it nervously. It was actually a familiar number. Did he call me? I was just about to call him and tell him about the pros and cons of this matter. I didn't expect him to call first. Thinking of this, Tian-chan quickly pressed the callback button. Tian-chan? Lin Yi didn't expect Tian-chan to call back so quickly. He quickly picked up the phone. It's me? Hearing this familiar voice, Tian-chan had a special feeling in her heart. Are you looking for me? And are you okay? Lin Yi's words turned into a question. And I'm fine. How about you? After Tian-chan asked, she felt that it was unnecessary. Tian-chan knew Lin Yi's every move after returning to the Heavenly Elixir Sect Inn. There was no need for her to ask again. I'm fine too, Lin Yi said. You're not looking for me just to ask about this, right? Tian-chan suddenly smiled. What's the matter? I have something to discuss with you. It's about the nail of the 5 evils dragon that I obtained previously. Do you know about it? As Lin Yi spoke, he explained Little Nine's condition in detail to Tian-chan. On your side, do you have the method to use the 5 fiends dragon nail? You want to know how to use the nails of the 5 evils dragon? Tian-chan's face suddenly revealed an extremely strange expression. She didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Yeah, you know? Lin Yi immediately became excited. From Tian-chan's tone, it seemed that she knew how to use the 5 fiends dragon's nails. I know. Tian-chan said affirmatively. The things on the earth attribute spirit beast must have a mate and a kind of medicine to be used by cultivators with earth attribute problems. This medicine can only be used by the Yellow Earth sect in the western region. That is the birthplace of the earth attribute. In the Yellow Earth sect, there is an underground cave that has existed for hundreds of millions of years. There is a stalactite inside, which is the essence of the earth attribute power. The stalactite that drips from it is the earth attribute essence liquid, which is very precious. Oh? You mean that I have to go to the Yellow Earth sect to ask for this earth attribute essence liquid? Lin Yi quickly asked after listening. Yes, but this earth attribute essence liquid is very precious and rare. A small bottle can only be collected in 100 years, and it is only enough for one use, Tian-chan said. It can't be? So rare? Then wouldn't it be very difficult for me to ask for it? Lin Yi couldn't help but smile bitterly after listening. Why were the scenes of looking for elixirs so similar? It was the same when he went to the Ice Palace. It is indeed very difficult, but this small bottle of earth attribute essence liquid is nothing compared to the life of the young master of the Yellow Earth sect, Tu Ba Wang. Even if there were 8 or 10 bottles, if you could save the young master of the Yellow Earth sect, they would give it to you without hesitation, Tian-chan said. Before, Tian-chan didn't know how to ask Lin Yi to save Tu Ba Wang, but now it all made sense. Lin Yi just remembered that the young master of the Yellow Earth sect, Tu Ba Wang, had been beaten up by Nai Peo in front of the restaurant. Tu Ba Wang isn't dead yet? He's using the Da Huan pill to prolong his life, Tian-chan said. He won't die for now, but he won't live for long either. Lin Yi took in a deep breath and carefully considered the pros and cons of this, but still said firmly, All right, I'll help him. I'll go talk to the people of the Yellow Earth sect later. Although healing Tu Ba Wang would expose Lin Yi's healing abilities, it was nothing compared to Little Nine's life. Lin Yi had enough enemies now, and Lin Yi was standing in a position that was strong enough. Even if people knew about his abilities, it would just be another benefit for him. Right now, Lin Yi was like a porcupine trying to find a balance between all the different levels and powers. He wouldn't take the initiative to stab you, but if you came to him, he would stab you. So for now it was still peaceful. There's no need for that. There's a saying that going up to them isn't a business. If you take the initiative to ask them for help, they won't remember your kindness, but if they come to you it's different. Tian-chan said. But how do I let them know that I can cure Tu Ba Wang? Lin Yi was slightly stunned. I will arrange this for you. You just have to wait in the room. When the time comes you can make use of it. The benefits you get are not just the earth essence, said Tian-chan. Thank you very much. Lin Yi was a little shocked. He didn't expect Tian-chan to have such a great ability. She could coordinate the people of the Yellow Earth sect to find him, but thinking about Tian-chan's background in the 5 Element sect, it wasn't surprising. Say thank you to me. I'll kick you. After Tian-chan finished speaking, she hung up the phone. Her face was a little red and her heart was beating fast. Especially when she said the last sentence, Tian-chan found that she was very nervous. Lin Yi was a little speechless. Thank you and get kicked? He hung up and turned his head, only to see Yang Qiqi staring at him. Lin Yi was a little embarrassed. He didn't ask about Lil Jiu before, and instead asked about Tian-chan's well-being. Was Yang Qiqi unhappy? Lil Qi. Lin Yi didn't know what to say. Bro, Lil Jiu can be saved, right? That Tian-chan sis you know is really amazing. She actually knows people from the Yellow Earth sect? Yang Qiqi looked at Lin Yi excitedly. Chapter 2881. But did Qiqi ignore Tian-chan's last words? In fact, Qiqi really did. In her eyes, anyone who could help her save Lil Nine was a good person, and Tian-chan being able to help was naturally a good person as well. As for other things, they were nothing compared to Lil Nine. Yeah, I'll just wait in my room, Lin Yi nodded. Then I'll go back to my room first. I won't disturb IE Bro's discussion with the Yellow Earth people. They won't be able to say anything with me here, will they? Qiqi said as she stood up. Alright, you go back first then. I'll let you know if there's any news. Lin Yi nodded. After sending Qiqi off, Lin Yi sat on the bed and closed his eyes as he entered the jade space, preparing to train. It had been a few days since he'd last trained. He'd been busy thinking about how to leave the Five Evils Wildlands safely. Zhang Naipeo had been by his side back then, and Lin Yi couldn't train in peace. Hey, I say Ghost, thanks for what you did before. Lin Yi didn't even get the chance to say thank you to that damn thing. He'd been reminiscing with Yang Qiqi ever since he got back to the inn. There's no need for that. If I didn't save you, you'd be dead. Where else would I find such a good place to train? The ghost said flatly. You don't have to thank me this time and don't feel like you owe me anything. It's different this time. Alright? Lin Yi was a little speechless. He didn't think that this thing wouldn't take credit for itself and push the credit away. It was still an upright ghost. Alright, I'm going to go back to sleep. You go do what you need to do, and don't disturb me if there's nothing important. The ghost said. Oh, go back to sleep then. Lin Yi didn't really need that thing right now. He adjusted himself and started training. Yang Qiqi went back to her room feeling like she was dreaming. Her meeting with Lin Yi was like a dream, but now that she thought about it, it was so sweet. Every time she was in danger, Lin Yi would appear and lend a helping hand. Could it be that all of this was arranged by the heavens? Lin Yi was her Yi. Today was the happiest day of her day. Not only did she reunite with Lin Yi, she even found a way to save Lil Jiao. Hello Lil Jiao, it's your sis Qi. Qiqi said. Ah, Sister Xiao Qi, did you successfully pass the trial of the Heavenly Elixir sect? Xiao Jiao's worried heart finally calmed down after receiving Qiqi's call. She had been keeping track of the time. Qiqi had clearly passed the time limit for the test, but she hadn't contacted her at all. This made her very anxious, but she couldn't reach Qiqi at all. Qiqi had left her phone at the inn, and it was turned off. Lil Jiao couldn't reach her at all. She could only worry for herself. I didn't pass the test because the rewards from the Heavenly Elixir sect aren't very useful to us. But the most important thing is that I found the nail of the 5 Malefic Dragon, an earth element. Qiqi said excitedly. You really found it? Lil Jiao was a little shocked. She couldn't understand why a beast as strong as the 5 Malefic Dragon would give its nail to Qiqi. Sister Qi, you didn't run into any danger, did you? Danger? I did. Qiqi couldn't help but smile bitterly, but I managed to escape in the end because I met Lin Yi again. Ah, you met Lin Yi again? Did he help you this time? Lil Jiao let out a sigh of relief. It seemed like Lin Yi had a lot to do with Qiqi getting through this. Yeah, right, Lil Jiao, do you know who Lin Yi is? Qiqi asked excitedly. Who is he? Lil Jiao asked anyway. It's IE bro, he's IE bro. Lil Jiao, do you know? I used to want to kill him like an idiot, but he's IE bro. Qiqi's voice changed. You know? Lil Jiao asked subconsciously. Yeah. Lil Jiao, do you know something? Qiqi thought back to Lil Jiao's tone earlier, as if she knew that Lin Yi was IE bro all along. Lil Jiao was speechless, realizing that she'd let the cat out of the bag. Lil Jiao, you knew all along, didn't you? You've been hiding it from me? Qiqi's eyes went wide, unable to believe that Lil Jiao had been hiding it from her all this time. She'd gone through mountains and rivers for Lil Jiao, risking her life, and Lil Jiao was lying to her? Qiqi knew that Lil Jiao liked IE bro, but she'd never been jealous, treating Lil Jiao like a sister. But Lil Jiao, Qi sis, I didn't mean to hide it. Lil Jiao said weakly, I wasn't sure that Lin Yi was IE bro before. I only knew that his name was Lin Yi when I checked his phone, but I didn't know if the Lin Yi you were talking about was the same Lin Yi. Plus, Ms. Zhou said that I can't reveal the information I'm in charge of. I see, alright. Qiqi didn't have any objections now that it was Ms. Zhou's request. The information Lil Jiao was in charge of wasn't for the members who were out on missions, and the other members weren't allowed to look into it without authorization, including Qiqi. It made sense that Lil Jiao wouldn't reveal it. Qiqi had grown up in a family with strict rules, so she didn't find anything wrong with Lil Jiao's actions. Ms. Zhou wasn't Qiqi's birth mother, but she was her father's other wife. She was also one of the instructors for these assassins, in charge of hacking training. As a result, Chi-Chi had a lot of respect for her. Naturally, she wouldn't complain about what she'd said. Chapter 2882. It's fine, I understand. Chi-Chi shook her head. No wonder you tried so hard to make excuses for Lin Yi when I said I was going to kill him, saying that he was trying to save me. You knew all along. I wasn't too sure at the time. Gio said. Yeah, right, it's all thanks to IE bro. This time, I'd have died in the Five Fiends Wildlands, and I wouldn't have been able to get the Five Fiends Dragon's fingernail. Chi-Chi didn't dwell on what happened before, and told Gio about what happened in the Five Fiends Wildlands. Especially the part where Lin Yi roasted fish for her and saved her. Chi-Chi went into great detail and Gio was quite envious. Seven sis, you're so lucky seeing E bro. I could only hear his voice on the phone. It's fine, IE bro promised me that he'll come find us after a while, and you guys can meet then. Let him see that our 9th princess has become a big girl now. I bet he'll be drooling. Chi-Chi said. Don't guys all like cartoon girls? Of course not. It's because of my body, I'm a little smaller. Gio said, a little embarrassed. The two of them chatted happily. On the other side, Tian-chan asked Manager Sun to go to the Earth Diamond planet to see her. Earth Diamond Star returned to the Heavenly Elixir Sect's inn. Looking at the unconscious young sect master on the bed, he felt extremely depressed. Even the Heavenly Elixir Sect's young sect master, Heavenly Silkworm Transformation, was helpless. Earth Diamond Star was truly helpless. Dragging it out day by day was not a solution. However, the Yellow Earth High Sect was located in the western region, and the journey was long. If they had to trek back to the Yellow Earth High Sect from here, the local tyrant would not be able to hold on. However, even if Huang Tugao sent someone over, it was impossible for them to have a way to save Earth Overlord. Their only hope now was that Heavenly Silkworm Change's last words weren't perfunctory, but that he was really thinking of a way to help Earth Overlord. Just as he was fretting over this, the intercom in the room suddenly rang. Earth Diamond Star froze for a moment before picking up the call. He didn't understand who would be calling him on the intercom at this time. In this period of time, Earth Diamond Planet had seen the fickleness of human nature. Their Yellow Earth sect had pissed off Zhang Naipeo, and the other practitioners were all avoiding them every time they saw them, let alone calling them. Therefore, Earth Diamond Star thought that he had made a mistake. Who is it? Is it the Earth and Diamond Planet of the Lust sect? The person on the other side of the phone asked directly. Yes, and you are? Earth Diamond Star was a little stunned. The other party actually knew who he was. Clearly they were looking for him. However, who would be looking for him? I am the inn's shopkeeper's son, our Heavenly Dan sect's young sect master. She wants you to immediately go to the sect to see her. Shopkeeper's son said. Young sect master said that he has thought of a way. What? Has young Master Tian thought of a way? Earth Diamond Star was shocked and overjoyed. He was so excited that he couldn't even hold the phone properly. Thank you, Shopkeeper Sunday. I'll head over right now. Thank you so much. There's no need to thank me. I'm just in charge of passing the message. You should go quickly. Don't let the young sect master wait too long. Shopkeeper's son said faintly. Yes, I'll go right now. Earth Diamond Star said fearfully. After hanging up, Earth Diamond Star didn't have the time to be happy anymore. He didn't even bother going downstairs. He opened the window and jumped down, running towards the direction of the Sky Elixir sect. He was afraid that Silkworm Change would get angry. He didn't dare waste a second. Earth Diamond Star sped along the way. He was a Sky class mid-phase and his speed was extremely fast. It didn't take long for him to reach the Sky Elixir sect. Under Little Peach's lead, he arrived at Tian Chan's room. Yellow Earth Sect Earth Diamond Star greets young sect master Tian. Although Earth Diamond Star was excited and wanted to know what method Silkworm Change had thought of, he still greeted politely. Earth Diamond Star, you're here. There's no need to be so polite. Tian Chan waved her hand and pointed to the seat in front of her. Sit first. We'll talk slowly. All right. Earth Diamond Star nodded and sat respectfully in front of Silkworm Change. However, he didn't dare to sit too casually. He stood upright like a primary school student in class. Then he asked carefully. Young sect master Tian, you asked shopkeeper's son to look for me. Have you thought of a method? And I have thought of a method. However, whether or not it can be implemented depends on you. Tian Chan pretended to be hesitant. Young sect master Tian, please tell Earth Diamond Star if you have a method. Even if we have to cross mountains and rivers, our Yellow Earth sect will find a way to save young sect master. Earth Diamond Star quickly said. And actually, you don't have to cross mountains and rivers. The person who can help you is right in front of you. Before Tian-chan could finish her sentence, Earth Diamond Star interrupted excitedly. It's you, young sect master Tian? Earth Diamond Star stood up and knelt on the ground. He shouted. Young sect master Tian, please save our young sect master Earth's life. Cough cough. Tian-chan didn't expect Earth Diamond Star to suddenly interrupt and kneel on the ground. She was speechless. Earth Diamond Star, get up first. The person I'm talking about isn't me, not young sect master Tian? Earth Diamond Star was confused. Young sect master Tian, you mean? I mean this person is also a participant who passed this trial. He's currently in the Heavenly Elixir sect in. Tian-chan explained. I see. Sorry I was too excited. Earth Diamond Star stood up awkwardly and rubbed his hands. And it's fine. I understand your eagerness to save your master. Tian-chan nodded in understanding. Young sect master Tian, this person is? Earth Diamond Star asked impatiently. This person is Linny. Have you heard of him? Tian-chan asked. Linny? Tu's Wishing shook his head with a blank face. He brought Tu Tyrant back to his room after being injured, and didn't interact with other practitioners after that. Naturally, he didn't know about Lin Yi. Which sect is he from? What's his strength? He's a lone practitioner. Earth-class late phase. Tian-chan said. As far as I know, he's the only one who can help you. But I'm not sure if he can. Oh? Earth-class lone practitioner? Earth Diamond Star was curious. He can help me? That's right. Tian-chan nodded. Chapter 2883. Wait. Tian-chan called out to the Earth Diamond Star. Young Master Tian, is there anything else? Tozuoxing asked. You're going to find him just like that? You don't even know his personality, hobbies, or needs, and you're going to ask him for help? Tian-chan shook her head in exasperation. If you mess things up, then your young sect master won't be able to be saved. Young Master Tian, you're thinking too much. He's just a small Earth-class wandering practitioner. I don't care about him at all. As long as I promise him some benefits, that Linny will definitely come over to help, right? Tozuoxing said proudly. Even if he doesn't go, I can force him to. I may not be as strong as you, but I'm still a sky-class mid-phase. Well then go ahead. You and your young master will die here. Don't blame the Heavenly Elixir sect for not warning you. Tian-chan frowned and said coldly. What? Does young Master Tian want to interfere? Tozuoxing paused, not understanding what Tian-chan meant. He was a sky-class mid-phase, how could an Earth-class like Linny do anything to him? So he understood that Tian-chan was going to interfere. I won't interfere, I'm just telling you that a sky-class mid-phase like you is just a tool to Linny, Tian-chan said calmly. What, a tool? Tozuoxing thought that he didn't hear it clearly. How is that possible? Naipeo's two followers, Mo Ba and Mo Jio, are both sky-class mid-phase, and both of them were struck by Linny, one dead and one injured. You do as you see fit. Tian-chan waved her hand. I'm a little tired, I've done my best for you, and I've reminded you what I should. You can leave now. Don't. When Earth Diamond Star heard Tian-chan's words, he was frightened out of his wits. He turned around and knelt on the ground again. Young sect master Tian, Diamond Star was too arrogant. Please help me. Please don't chase Diamond Star away. This concerns our young sect master Earth's life. Earth Diamond Star was very shocked by Lin each killing two sky-class mid-phase masters, and even Naipeo's companions at that. This was unbelievable, but he didn't think that Silkworm Change would lie to him about this. There was no need, and he only needed to go back to the inn and ask Manager Sun and the other participants. He'd be able to find out what had happened. So, as shocked as he was, Tozuoxing begged. If Linny was really the type of person that Tian-chan was talking about, he might just die if he used force. Then what else do you want to know? Tian-chan asked helplessly. Young Master Tian, please tell me more about this Mr. Linny. I'll have a plan to deal with him so that I won't be caught off guard. Tozuoxing begged. Alright, I'll tell you then. Tian-chan nodded. Linny may be an Earth class, but he's even stronger than a Sky class. Even I don't have the confidence to win against him. What? Tozuoxing's eyes went wide. Young Master Tian? Even you don't have the confidence? Aren't you a Sky-class late-phase peak? That's right, I don't have the confidence. Tian-chan nodded. Tozuoxing took a deep breath. In his opinion, there was no reason for Tian-chan to boost others' morale and belittle his own. How could a cultivator at the peak late phase peak of heaven's stage, the dignified young master of heavenly elixir sect, say that he was inferior to a sky-class late phase expert? The only reason was that this earth-class late phase expert was very powerful, otherwise why would Tianchan say that? This was a matter of face. He had to admit that he was inferior to someone who was much weaker than him. He didn't believe that the heavenly silkworm transformation would joke about such a thing. Wouldn't that affect his reputation? However, there was a situation that Tuo Zuoxing didn't expect, and that was Tianchan. Don't underestimate Lin Yi. Although he is a wandering cultivator, the eldest grandson of the ancient Feng family, Feng Shipian, and the direct disciple of the Holy Fist Palace, Li Siba, are all his underlings. In the hidden world he has many underlings. So, although he is a wandering cultivator in name, he actually has a very powerful force behind him. Tianchan introduced. So powerful? Tuo Zuoxing broke out in a cold sweat, thinking that it was fortunate that he didn't ask for help from Lin Yi. Otherwise, if he said something wrong and Lin Yi didn't help him, what would happen to the young master Tuo Zuoxing if he killed him? No wonder Zhang Naipeo didn't dare to cause trouble for Lin Yi after losing 2 of his sky-class followers. He didn't even dare to make a fart after coming back for so long, so this was the reason. However, the more it was like this, the more it showed how powerful Lin Yi was. Tuo Zuoxing was injured by Zhang Naipeo, and Lin Yi was more powerful than Zhang Naipeo, so there was a high chance that he could treat Tuo Zuoxing's injury. Yes, Lin Yi's temper is a bit strange. He doesn't help people who have nothing to do with him, but if his underlings and family are in trouble, he will not shirk his responsibility. Tianchan continued, moreover, the more you force him, the more he won't do what you say. As for how to beg him, you have to think of a way yourself. I see. Tuo Zuoxing hesitated slightly. He didn't understand what Tianchan was hinting at. Could it be that in order to treat Tuo Zuoxing's injury, Huang Tugao had to recognize Lin Yi as his boss? But wasn't it a bit too strange for a big Huang sect to recognize Lin Yi, a wandering cultivator, as their boss? Moreover, this wasn't something he could decide. He had to listen to Tuo Zuoxing. Alright, this is as far as I can help you, the rest is up to you. Tianchan said. Thank you, young master Tian. Tuo Zuoxing will remember this kindness. Once Tuo Zuoxing is saved, our Huang Tugao sect will treat the entire Sky Elixir sect as our benefactor. Tuo Zuoxing quickly said. Tianchan raised an eyebrow and said faintly, I'm telling you this in private, don't spread it around. Tuo Zuoxing wasn't stupid, he immediately understood what Tianchan meant. I understand, our Huang Tugao sect will treat young master Tian as our benefactor. If there's anything we can use, we will listen to you at any time. Alright, you can go. Tianchan nodded and said. Chapter 2884. Shopkeeper's son paused. Wasn't this Earth Diamond Star just trying to find something to talk about? This was an order from young Master Tian. How could he dare to not inform him? However, he still put on a smile and said, Ha, this is what I should do. And right, do you know Lin Yi's room number? Earth Diamond Star asked. I do, I'll check for you. The room number of the participant wasn't a secret, and Shopkeeper's son didn't need to hide it. Very quickly he found Lin Yi's room number and gave it to Earth Diamond Star. Thank you, Shopkeeper Sunday. Right, I heard that Lin Yi and Zhang Naipeo had some conflict? Earth Diamond Star probed. A little, it's like this. Shopkeeper's son had received the order from Silkworm Transformation long ago, and as for Earth Diamond Star's questions, he only needed to answer truthfully. And so, Shopkeeper's son told Earth Diamond Star about the conflict between Lin Yi and Zhang Naipeo in detail. When he heard that Lin Yi had crippled Emojio, and then returned with Zhang Naipeo, Earth Diamond Star pondered. Could it be that Zhang Naipeo had admitted defeat? Then from the looks of it, begging Lin Yi was the best way. With that thought, Earth Diamond Star said, Thank you, Shopkeeper Sunday. I'll go upstairs first, you can continue with your work. All right. Shopkeeper's son nodded casually. Earth Diamond Star didn't go back to visit Earth Tyrant, but went straight to Lin Yi's room. Standing in front of Lin Yi's room, he reached his hand out but didn't dare knock on the door. He felt a huge pressure in his heart. Although the person inside was an Earth class, he had the strength to kill a Sky class in a second. Earth Diamond Star didn't dare to act recklessly. Finally, after taking a few deep breaths, he bravely knocked on the door and waited for the person inside to reply. Who is it? Come in. The door isn't locked. Although Lin Yi replied to the Earth Diamond Planet quickly, those few seconds felt like a century to the Earth Diamond Planet. Carefully pushing open the door and entering the room, Earth Diamond Star bowed deeply. I am Earth Diamond Star, a follower of Earth Tyrant Young Sect Master from the Yellow Earth High Sect. Greetings, Senior Linny. Seeing that the Earth Diamond Star had taken the initiative to greet him respectfully, Linny knew that this was the result of Tian-chan's mediation. Although he didn't know how Tian-chan did it, he still said calmly, "Oh, so you are the Earth Diamond Star from the Yellow Earth Sect. It's me. Has Senior Lin heard of me?" Earth Diamond Star was delighted and nodded. "Never heard of it." Linny shook his head. Earth Diamond Star felt a little awkward, but he didn't dare to say anything. He just explained, "Our Yellow Earth High Sect is in the western region. It's normal that Senior Lin hasn't heard of us." "Oh, what's the matter?" Linny asked, even though he already knew the answer. "It's like this, Senior Lin." Earth Diamond Star hurriedly told Lin Yi about Earth Tyrant's injuries, including how he was using the Great Return Pill to extend his life. He didn't hide anything and said, "I heard from a friend that Senior Lin is a powerful person and has a way to treat our young sect master's injuries. What do you think? That Earth Tyrant was arrogant and despotic. He deserved to die. You can leave." Lin Yi waved his hand and started to chase him away. It seemed like Tian-chan had already paved the way for him. If Lin Yi didn't cooperate, he would be letting down Tian-chan's hard work. "Don't. Senior Lin, although our Earth Tyrant's young sect master is young and arrogant, he isn't a bad person." Earth Diamond Star hurriedly explained, "He's just young and this is his first time out to train. He doesn't have much experience. You know that he is the young sect master and no one dares to go against him. Everything he says goes. That's why he has such an aura. However, he is actually very pure and doesn't have any bad intentions. What does that have to do with me?" Linny asked. "I hope Senior Lin can save him." Earth Diamond Star gritted his teeth and said, "Why should I save him? We aren't related to each other and I don't even know him. What do I get out of saving him?" Linny shook his head. "Moreover, saving him will consume a lot of energy. I won't save him." "Don't, Senior Lin. Look, if you have any requests, just tell us. We will try our best to satisfy you." Earth Diamond Star hurriedly said. As for Linny saying that it would consume a lot of energy, he naturally believed him. If it wasn't troublesome, anyone would be able to treat him. "Do you think I look like someone who would need your help?" Linny said mockingly as he looked at Earth Diamond Planet. "This." Earth Diamond Star gritted his teeth and said, "Our Earth Tyrant's young sect master has always admired the strong. If Senior Lin is able to treat his injuries, our young sect master might recognize you as his boss. This way our Yellow Earth High Sect will become Senior Lin's helper. What do you think? I have enough underlings. Every time they are in trouble I have to help them. Do you think it's a good thing to have more underlings?" Linny rolled his eyes and said calmly. Lin Yi's words made Earth Diamond Star's eyes light up. Every time Lin Yi's underling was in trouble, Lin Yi would go and help them? That was great. In the future, if Earth Overlord became Lin Yi's underling, he would be able to look for Lin Yi directly. This was a great thing. The key was the attitude of the other members of the Yellow Earth High Sect. From Earth Diamond Star's point of view, with Earth Overlord's personality, it wouldn't be difficult for him to become Lin Yi's underling. However, Earth Overlord was still the young sect master and not the sect master. Above him was Earth Tyrant's uncle, Tu Chingsong. Moreover, if Earth Overlord became the sect master of the Yellow Earth High Sect in the future, the sect would definitely become Lin Yi's subordinate sect. It seemed like he had to contact Tu Chingsong about this when he returned. This? Earth Diamond Star didn't know what to say. Forget it, let me see if his injuries can be treated first. Otherwise, it would be nonsense no matter what I say. Although Lin Yi knew that he could definitely treat him, he still had to put on an act. Yes, Senior Lin, please. Earth Diamond Star hurriedly made an inviting gesture and invited Lin Yi to his room. Lin Yi followed Earth Diamond Star to Earth Overlord's room and saw Earth Overlord lying on the bed with a pale face. Lin Yi walked over and pretended to check before saying, "I can treat him." "That's great. Then Senior Lin, when can we start the treatment?" Earth Diamond Star was overjoyed. "Did I say that I was going to heal him?" Lin Yi retorted. Then why are you here?" Earth Diamond Star was stunned. Chapter 2885. Yes. There's no rush. When Earth Diamond Star heard Lin Yi's words, he knew that there was a way. He quickly asked, "Senior Lin, how much do you need? I heard that your sect has a treasure called the Earth Essence Fluid?" Lin Yi asked. "We do have it." Earth Diamond Star's face changed slightly. This was a treasure of the sect. Lin Yi wouldn't want it, right? That's good. 2 bottles of earth essence fluid and the method to use it. I can save your young sect leader. Lenny said. 2 bottles? Earth Diamond Star's face turned even uglier. However, for the sake of the young sect leader's life, he still said, Senior Lin, I will ask our sect leader about your conditions. However, please wait for a moment. No problem. Go ahead and ask. Lenny nodded. All right, Senior Lin. If we agree to your conditions, you will definitely be able to cure our young sect leader's injuries, right? Earth Diamond Star asked. Who said that he would be cured? I only said to save him. Lenny said indifferently. Is this different? Earth Diamond Star was confused. Of course it's different. Saving him only means to revive him. He doesn't need to rely on the Great Restore pill to maintain his life. He can live like a normal person. However, curing him means to heal all the meridians in his body so that he can continue to cultivate. These are 2 different concepts. Don't mix them up. Lenny waved his hand and said, Then, how can I cure him? Earth Diamond Star couldn't help but smile bitterly. Senior Lin, why don't you tell me all your conditions? I will ask the sect leader. I can save him. However, the healing of meridians is limited to the people around me. For example, my family members and brothers. I will not provide such treatment to outsiders. This is because it will consume a large amount of my true chi. I will not accept any conditions. Lenny said resolutely. This Earth Diamond Star was slightly taken aback. However, when she thought about what the heavenly silkworm transformation had told her about Lin Yi's personality, she realized that it wasn't surprising at all. But this wasn't a problem. As long as Tuaba was alive, then he could pester Lin Yi to be his boss. Wouldn't he be able to heal him? Therefore, Earth Diamond Star's top priority was to consult Tu Chingsong. Thus, he said to Lin Yi, All right, Senior Lin, please wait a moment. I'll consult our Yellow Earth sect master. Go. Lin Yi waved his hand. Earth Diamond Star walked out of the room and gave Tu Chingsong a call. Tu Chingsong's call was quickly connected. Tu Chingsong had been worrying about the local overlord during this period of time. This was his only nephew, and also the only direct bloodline of the Yellow Earth High faction. Although the Yellow Earth High sect wasn't small, there weren't many direct bloodlines. This was related to the inheritance of the Yellow Earth High faction's bloodline. There was a large amount of Earth element in the Yellow Earth High faction's bloodline. Logically speaking, this was an excellent Earth attribute physique, and it was very suitable to receive the Earth attribute comprehension inheritance. However, because male cultivators couldn't comprehend the inheritance, only female cultivators could. Therefore, the male cultivators of the Yellow Earth High faction's bloodline were very miserable. If they didn't step into the heaven stage before the age of 20, their only fate was to wait for death. Although the Earth attribute essence could extend the lifespan of a heaven stage Earth attribute spirit beast, it could only extend for 5 years each time. When they reached the age of 30, they could only die quietly. Moreover, heaven stage Earth attribute spirit beasts were very rare. Even if the Yellow Earth High faction kept one in captivity, they couldn't often extract its blood. Otherwise, the Earth attribute spirit beast wouldn't be able to bear it and would die. Tu Chingsong's father left the Yellow Earth High faction because 2 unexpected guests visited him, and his whereabouts were unknown. Tuaba's father died young because he didn't step into the heaven stage before the age of 20. Tu Chingsong only had 1 daughter. When she was young, she left with Tu Chingsong's father because of that unexpected visit. Afterwards, there was no news of her. After that, Tuaba became the only continuation of the Yellow Earth High faction's bloodline. Therefore, how could Tu Chingsong not be worried? Although Tu Chingsong was now in his prime and it wouldn't be a problem for him to have another son, the key problem was that it would be extremely difficult to nurture another heaven stage before the age of 20. Diamond Star, is there any news? How is your contact with the Heavenly Elixir sect? Is there any hope for Tuaba? Tu Chingsong quickly asked after picking up the phone. There is. Earth Diamond Star quickly said, Sect Master, I went to see the Heavenly Elixir sect's young sect master, and he introduced me to someone. As he spoke, Earth Diamond Star told Tu Chingsong about Lin Yi's matter, the matter of him asking Lin Yi to treat Tuaba's injuries, and the conditions that Lin Yi had set. After listening to Earth Diamond Star's words, although Tu Chingsong was excited, he was, after all, the sect master of an ancient sect. He instantly calmed down and fell into contemplation. Although the conditions that Lin Yi had set seemed a bit outrageous, asking for 2 bottles of Earth essence fluid, relatively speaking, Tuaba's life was more important. However, if Lin Yi could restore Tuaba to normal, then it would be fine. The problem now was that Lin Yi only saved Tuaba's life, but he didn't treat him well. Tuaba's meridians were still crippled, and Lin Yi didn't offer any other conditions in exchange for treatment. The only feasible solution was for Tuaba to become Lin Yi's underling, so that Lin Yi could help treat him. This was the reason why Tu Qingsong was hesitant. Being the underling of a large Yellow Earth High faction wouldn't be good for his reputation, and secondly, Tu Qingsong didn't want to be under someone else. However, face and reputation couldn't be compared to Tuaba's life. Tuaba was the only bloodline descendant of the Yellow Earth High faction. Tu Qingsong didn't want the bloodline of the Yellow Earth High faction to end because of a bit of face and reputation. Although the nephews of the other elders in the sect weren't bad, and there was no lack of materials to nurture them into young sect masters, the Yellow Earth High faction would lose the qualifications to inherit the power of the Earth element. An ancient sect without an inheritor would be a second-grade sect in the future plan. Tu Qingsong didn't want the Yellow Earth High faction to fall from its pedestal. A lone cultivator has so much power? Tu Qingsong pondered for a moment and asked, the everyday sect actually doesn't dare to touch him? Seems like it. Even the young sect master of the Celestial Silkworm sect said so. I'm afraid that this Lin Yi isn't an ordinary person. Earth Diamond Star said. Lin Yi, a lone cultivator. Tu Qingsong frowned. Why does this name feel so familiar? But I can't remember. Chapter 2886. Lin. This surname isn't common in the Western region. Let me think. Tu Qingsong slapped his head. Lin? Yes. Could it be him? Tu Qingsong's memory wasn't bad. He suddenly recalled something and exclaimed in surprise, scaring the Earth Diamond planet on the other end of the line. Gate Master, what is he? Do you know Lin Yi? Earth Diamond Star was confused. He didn't know what Tu Qingsong was talking about. Lin Dongfang. Oh, that's right, when that person brought Ran away, he told father that Ran would train with Lin Yi and the others. Could it be him? Tu Qingsong muttered to himself without answering. Earth Diamond Star saw that Tu Qingsong didn't want to answer him and only said some random name. He didn't dare to continue asking and could only wait silently. Earth Diamond Star later asked that Lin Yi, does he know Lin Dongfang? What's his relationship with him? Tu Qingsong finished sorting out the meridians and came to a rough conclusion. He then instructed the Earth Diamond Star. Alright. Although Earth Diamond Star didn't know why Tu Qingsong would ask this question and what kind of person Lin Dongfang was, he naturally had to ask since it was the sect master's order. I'll go and ask now. And we can agree to the 2 bottles of Earth Essence. Let him save Earth Tyrant first. After you ask this question, quickly relay the answer to me and I'll decide what to do next, Tu Qingsong said hurriedly. Okay, I'll reply to Lin Yi now. Earth Diamond Star nodded. Wait, you must be respectful and don't call him by his name, Tu Qingsong reminded. Don't worry, Gate Master, I'm just reporting to you. I always call Lin Yi Senior Lin in front of him. Earth Diamond Star startled. He didn't understand why the Gate Master was so concerned about this. Lin Yi didn't have the mood to eavesdrop on the conversation between Earth Diamond Star and his Gate Master. Although eavesdropping wasn't difficult for Lin Yi wasn't that kind of person. Are you done asking? Lin Yi asked calmly. Yes, Senior Lin. Earth Diamond Star hurriedly said, our sect leader said that he can give you 2 bottles of Earth Essence fluid. This is not a problem. Please save our young sect leader first. Okay. Lin Yi nodded. Do we start now? But when will you give me the Earth Essence? This? After we return to the Western region, how about we immediately send someone to deliver it to Senior Lin? Earth Diamond Star asked carefully. It's been too long. Send someone to deliver it now. Lin Yi waved his hand and said impatiently, besides, if you leave and don't give it to me, do you think I can go to the Western region to find you? I don't have the time. That works too. Earth Diamond Star had never thought of going back on his words. Since the sect master had already agreed to it, there was no way he would change his mind. Hence, he nodded his head and said, I will send someone to send it over by plane. Okay, then let's start the treatment now. Lin Yi nodded. By the way, when I'm doing the treatment, please wait outside. No problem. Alright, Senior Lin, can I ask you a question? Earth Diamond Star asked. Oh, go ahead. Lin Yi didn't think much of it. May I ask, Senior Lin, do you know Mr. Lin Dongfang? Earth Diamond Star asked carefully. Lin Yi was stunned. You know him? Why are you asking this? This is what our sect leader told me to ask. May I ask, what is your relationship with Mr. Lin Dongfang? Earth Diamond Star continued to ask. Lin Yi hesitated. He didn't know if Yellow Earth sect was friend or foe. But thinking about it, so what if they were enemies? So what if they were friends? If they were enemies, they wouldn't dare to do anything to him. They even had to beg him. Lenny could take the chance to extort more things from them. If they were friends, then he would at most help two Overlord recover. Lenny wouldn't suffer any losses. Thinking about this, Lenny said honestly, "You can say that he is my grandfather. Okay, Senior Lin, then you can start treating the young sect leader. I will go out and hide." Earth Diamond Star nodded and prepared to reply to sect leader Tu Chingsong. Lenny was a little confused. Earth Diamond Star didn't say anything else after asking. He didn't even say if they were friends or foes. What did he mean? However, Lenny didn't think too much about it. Maybe he had only heard of Lin Dongfang's reputation as a miracle doctor. Actually, even if Earth Diamond Star didn't watch, he wouldn't be able to learn Lin Yi's treatment method. It was just that Lenny didn't want Earth Diamond Star to know that he saved two Overlords so easily. If that was the case, it wouldn't be worth it. So, after Earth Diamond Star left, Lenny didn't bother about two Overlord. Instead, he sat at the side and started cultivating. After Earth Diamond Star left the room, the first thing he did was to call Tu Chingsong. "Diamond Star, how is it? Is there any news?" Tu Chingsong picked up the phone and asked quickly. "Yes, there is news." Earth Diamond Star said, "Lin Yi said that Lin Dongfang can be considered his grandfather." His? Tu Chingsong took a deep breath. It really has something to do with that person. Previously, he thought that his imagination was a little funny and not very reliable. But now it seemed that his guess was correct. "What's wrong, sect leader?" Earth Diamond Star heard that Tu Chingsong's voice wasn't normal, so he asked quickly. "Nothing, Diamond Star. Think of a way to make two Overlord recognize Lin Yi as his boss. Of course, he must be sincerely convinced. He can't put on an act." Tu Chingsong instantly made a decision. If Lin Yi was really that person's grandson, then he had made the right bet. If he could form a relationship with Lin Yi, it would be the same as forming a relationship with those two people. Although he didn't know where those two people were now, there would be a day when they would make a comeback. Ah? Earth Diamond Star was stunned. He didn't know why sect leader Tu Chingsong suddenly made such a decision, but he didn't dare to ask too much. He only said, "Yes, I understand. When young sect leader wakes up, I will pass on your message to him. And if he doesn't listen, call me directly. I will talk to him." Tu Chingsong said. "Yes, sect leader." Earth Diamond Star replied quickly. After hanging up the phone, Tu Chingsong's face flashed with excitement. If Tu Chingsong could become the underling of those two people, it wouldn't be a shameful thing. In the past, the everyday sect was proud of it. Others couldn't wait to be envious. Chapter 2887. "Mr. Lang, how is it? You've taken all the goods from before, haven't you? You've started the transportation already, right?" Tianli asked. "Mr. Liu, I'm sorry, but there's a problem." Xiaochun's voice was very low. "Oh? What problem?" Tianli paused, but because the hypnotist's hypnotism was deeply implanted in his brain, he trusted Little Pure quite a bit. He didn't doubt her at all. "It's like this because there's a lot of goods this time, and the smugglers at the border have some objections. They didn't agree to the price we agreed on, and now the goods are stuck at the border and we can't get through. It's really troublesome." Xiaochun sighed helplessly. "Oh? How much do they want?" Tianli understood. After all, the smugglers wouldn't have any objections if they kept the same price as before, as long as they weren't idiots. "Another 200 million in tolls?" Xiaochun said, "Man, this time it's a bit too much. It's not that much, but it's nothing compared to the value of the goods." Tianli's trust in Xiaochun had been hypnotized, but he still maintained the mind of a businessman. "But the situation now is that I don't have a single cent of cash on hand, and I've mortgaged my property as well, so I can't get any more cash." "I see," Xiaochun thought. It seemed like she'd squeezed all of Tianli's funds dry this time, and it was time to close the net. "Then I'll discuss it with them again and I'll do some research on my side as well, see if I can get enough money." "Sure, I'll take a look on my side as well. If I really can't, I'll borrow some from my old friends." Tianli said, "Once our cigarettes come over, we'll get it back with interest." "That's true, all right, we'll keep in touch," Xiaochun said. After ending the call, Xiaochun turned to Jiang Wen respectfully. "Master Wen, it's about time. I don't think Tianli has any more money left." "Yeah, not even 200 million? It seems like he really doesn't have any left." Jiang Wen nodded. "We can proceed with the final plan now, we'll screw him over." "Yes, Master Wen. Let's wait a few days and see if he can still get the money," Xiaochun replied. Alright, do as you see fit. Find a time and tell him about our plan. Then we can go home. Jiang Wen said. Donghai City, Qibing hid in the hidden house Zhao for a while and realized that the hidden house you didn't do anything to him. He breathed a sigh of relief and returned to the floating cloud bar. In fact, hiding house you was because of Yu Shan, and they didn't have the time to cause trouble for Zhao Qibing. At most, Zhao Qibing was just bewitched by Yu Shan, and Yu Shan was the true dirty linen of House Yu. They didn't even have enough time to cover it up, so why would they bring it up? So they let Zhao Qibing go. But as for the hidden house Zhao, House Yu didn't treat them as in-laws anymore. They completely broke off their relationship with them, and Yu Shaojin naturally became a sacrifice. Without the support of the hidden house Yu Shaojin became someone that no one cared for or loved. She lost her position in the hidden house Zhao, and Guangyin didn't have to look at Xiaojin's face anymore. Zhao Qikuan was regretting it recently. That time when Lin Yi came to the hidden house and threatened to break his legs, Zhao Qibing was afraid that Lin Yi would cause trouble for him because of Yu Ning, so he didn't come out and meet with Lin Yi. But now that the storm had passed, it was clear that there was nothing more to it. House Yu wasn't going to pursue the matter, and it seemed like Lin Yi wasn't going to pursue it either. Zhao Qibing was starting to regret it. Wasn't it better to come out back then? How good would it be if he came out? Lin Yi would break his legs for him. And so, the first thing he did when he got back to the floating cloud bar was to visit Lin Yi. As far as he was concerned, even if Lin Yi didn't agree, he wouldn't do anything to him in school. Of course, the most important reason was that Zhao Qibing wanted to find out more about Lin Yi. According to the time of the test, Lin Yi and Zhao Qikuan should be back by now, but Zhao Qikuan didn't appear at House Zhao. This made Zhao Qibing a little uncertain, not knowing if Zhao Qikuan was still alive or not. He wanted to go to school to see if Lin Yi was there. He didn't know that Lin Yi and Zhang Naipeo were delayed in the 5 Malefic Barons for a few more days. Zhao Qibing found Lin Yi's class easily and found Tiger Yu. Isn't this Master Bing? Long time no see, I heard that you've been hiding? House Yu and House Zhao's situation had been kept a low profile on purpose, but House Yu and other hidden houses still received the news. Haha, how is that possible? Why would I hide? Why would I hide? Zhao Qibing was a little embarrassed, but he was thick-skinned and didn't care. Right, have you seen Lin Yi? Didn't Lin Yi go to the Sky Elixir test? Tiger Yu paused. Him? Judging from the time, he should be back by now. Did he die? Tiger Yu would be happy if Lin Yi died, but Lin Yi's presence pissed him off. He couldn't do anything about it. Once Lin Yi died, he would be able to hit on Han Jingjing without any worries. I think so too, so I came to ask about it. My Chiton didn't come back either, Zhao Qibing said. That unlucky brother of yours? Tiger Yu shook his head. I'm not sure. Why don't you ask Wang Xinyan and Han Jingjing? She might know. Wang Xinyan and Han Jingjing, huh? I'm not that familiar with them. Zhao Qibing wasn't that familiar with Wang Xinyan and Han Jingjing, so it was useless to ask. Then there's nothing I can do. Tiger Yu decided to stay out of this until he was sure that Lin Yi was dead. He had learned his lesson before, and he didn't want to be taught a lesson by Lin Yi again. It's fine, I'll go ask. Qibing had no choice but to walk to Xinyan's side, scaring her a little. Yo, what are you doing? Xinyan had seen Zhao Qibing before, but she wasn't that familiar with him. He was a scary person, threatening to break someone's leg at the slightest provocation. Xinyan didn't want to have anything to do with him. It's nothing much actually. I just wanted to ask, is Lin Yi back? Zhao Qibing asked. Lin Yi? Why do you ask? Xinyan was a little cautious, not knowing what Zhao Qibing wanted. Chapter 2888. I don't know. Xinyan shook her head. I've been staying in the dorms these days and haven't gone back to Lin Yi's villa. I don't know either. I see. Qibing was a little disappointed. Then did Lin Yi contact you? Ask Mengyao and Yushu if you need anything. I really don't know. Xinyan didn't dare to say anything, and she really didn't know what was going on with Lin Yi. I'm going to look for them. Qibing's mouth twitched. Mengyao was fine, but Yushu reminded him of his skyscraper. This girl wanted to see his skyscraper collapse, and it really did. Qibing was traumatized. I'm going to study now. Help yourself. Xinyan didn't want to talk too much with Qibing. She picked up a book and lowered her head. Qibing had no choice but to go to the economics faculty to look for Mengyao and Yushu. Mengyao and Yushu, on the other hand, weren't as easy to find as Xinyan. Qibing didn't know where their classes were. There wasn't a fixed class sign in a university, unlike biomedicine, where they would always be in the same classroom. So, Qibing went to the economics faculty building and asked for the class timetable. He looked for the class according to the timetable, and when he found it, it was almost time for school to end. This was good though. He had more time to ask after school. Seeing Mingyao and Yushu walk out of the classroom hand in hand, Qibing quickly ran over. Miss Chu, Miss Chin, long time no see. Zhao Qibing? Mingyao was surprised to see Qibing. She didn't know what he was here for. What are you doing here? Miss Chu, it's like this. I'm looking for Lin Yi. Do you know how to contact him? Qibing went straight to the point. What are you looking for Shield Bro for? Yushu answered for Mingyao. Zhao Qibing was most afraid of talking to Yushu. He purposely talked to Mingyao to avoid talking to Yushu, but he didn't expect Yushu to take over the topic. It's like this, I asked Lin Yi to break my legs, he promised me, Qibing said, but it's been so long and he still hasn't fulfilled his promise. Yushu humphed, neither agreeing nor disagreeing with the idea. You don't believe me? It's true. Before he left for the test, he purposely went to our hidden house Zhao, but I wasn't home at that time so I didn't make it in time. After I came back the first thing I did was to find him. Qibing lied. When did I say I didn't believe you? Yushu asked. You mean? Qibing looked at Yushu hesitantly. Shield Bro actually told me before he left that I'd do it for you if you came looking for him to break your legs. Yushu said with a straight face. You? Zhao Qibing didn't believe her. He wasn't an idiot, he'd believe whatever Yushu said. He asked back, really? You don't believe me? Yushu narrowed her eyes, repeating what Qibing said to him. It's not that I don't believe you, I mean Lin Yi might have told you, but do you know how to do it? Qibing smiled bitterly, not daring to offend Yushu. Fuck, why not? Yushu put her hands on her waist. Shield Bro taught me all the skills, I'm a professional now. Forget it, I won't trouble you. We'll talk about it when Lin Yi comes back in a few days. Chikuin didn't believe in Yushu's skills, this was no joke. Oh? You don't want to do it? Yushu narrowed her eyes and looked at Qibing with a smile that wasn't a smile. Don't regret it, I've been learning from Shield Bro for a few days just to break your legs, and I've broken quite a few trees already. It's fine if you don't want to fight, but when Shield Bro comes back, I'll tell him that you don't want to fight anymore, and he won't break your legs anymore. Shield Bro listens to Shu the most. Qibing's forehead was covered in cold sweat, blaming himself for talking too much. Why did he start a conversation with Yushu? Now he was in a dilemma. If he didn't let Yushu do it, this girl would definitely say bad things about Lin Yi, and if Lin Yi listened to her, then he'd have no hope of breaking his legs. But if he let her do it, Qibing wouldn't be at ease. What if she couldn't break it? Hey, are you going to do it or not? If you don't, Yao Yao and I are going home to play. Yushu was getting impatient seeing Qibing's hesitation. Yes. Is it here? Qibing gritted his teeth and made his decision. He couldn't break it and he couldn't kill him. He wouldn't die even if he tried, but if it really broke, then he'd be lucky. Let's go to the empty space downstairs. Find yourself a metal rod, Yushu said. Alright. Then you have to do your best and try to break it. Qibing reminded. Don't worry. Why don't you trust me? Don't you know that I have a name called Professional Leg Breaker Shu? Yushu waved her hand impatiently. Hurry up and find a rod. I do have a rod. After going downstairs, Qibing waved his hand. Uncle Zhu, bring me the rod. Uncle Zhu was waiting for Qibing downstairs. He brought a metal rod with him just to see Lin Yi. It was especially for Lin Yi to break his legs. Although Lin Yi didn't use a metal rod most of the time, it was better to be prepared. Yes, Master Bing. Uncle Zhu passed the metal rod to Qibing. Alright, what do you think about this rod? Qibing passed the metal rod to Yushu. Alright then, get ready. I'm going to hit you. Yushu raised the metal rod and looked at Qibing's leg, thinking about how to break it. Miss Chin, can you hurry up? I'm waiting here. Qibing waited for a long time, but Yushu didn't make a move. He was getting anxious. He had kept his chi barrier on, but this wasn't something he could control. Although he had improved recently, he still couldn't control it. Otherwise, he could easily find someone to break his leg. Aya coming? Yushu raised her iron rod and smashed it on Qibing's right thigh, making a crisp, bang sound. Chapter 2889. Why wouldn't I know how to hit you? It's your leg that's broken. Yushu humphed. Are you going to hit me or not? Can you not be so nosy? You're ruining my mood. I can hit you, but Miss Chin, can you break it? My leg is swollen, but it's not broken. Qibing said bitterly. Alright, I forgot. Yushu suddenly slapped her head. Shield Bro told me to use Pingliang's mystical steel rod before he left. Yours isn't a mystical steel rod. Then why didn't you say so earlier? Qibing was speechless. He knew about Pingliang's steel rod too. It could break through the chi protection of any practitioner under Sky class. He didn't use chi protection when Yushu hit him, but after the pain he instinctively used it. So other than pain, Yushu didn't do any damage to Zhao Qibing. But the mystical steel rod was different. It could break through Qibing's chi protection, and this way the damage from the rod would land on his body. Naturally the damage would be severe. But when Yushu mentioned that Lin Yi told her to use the steel rod, Qibing believed her 70 to 80%. He'd thought that Yushu was just making things up to play with him, but now it seemed like that wasn't the case. You're blaming me for not telling you earlier that your own rod isn't good? I won't hit you anymore, Yushu raged. Please don't, just hit me, I beg you. Qibing panicked and quickly begged, let's go to your house now. Oh, seeing that you're so sincere about breaking your leg, let's go, Yushu nodded. Mengyao was a little puzzled. Since when did Lin Yi teach Shu the secret to breaking a leg? But it seemed like Yushu was just messing around with Qibing. Thinking about it, it made sense. Lin Yi was out, and in order to avoid unnecessary trouble, they kept a low profile every day. They didn't go to school and they didn't go to other places. Their daily life was monotonous, and now that Zhao Qibing came to their doorstep, Yushu wouldn't be Yushu if she didn't take the chance to mess with him. Alright, let's go then. Qibing's leg healed as fast as it hurt. It was just a bruise, he could take it. Qibing let Uncle Zhu drive and followed Mengyao and Han Jingjing's BMW X5M to Mengyao's villa. Is it okay now? Zhao Qibing got off the car and couldn't wait. He had been practicing 1,000 kicks for a long time, but he was stuck on the broken leg. He had been waiting for a chance, and now that it was here, he wouldn't let it go. It's already 6 in the evening, I need to eat. You might not be hungry, but I'm starving. Right, I haven't eaten yet, I need to get something to eat. Yushu said all of a sudden. You still need to eat. Qibing said helplessly, what do you want to eat? I'll get Uncle Zhu to buy it for you. Oh, that's okay, I want to eat the spicy soup and grilled squid from the commercial street. Get him to buy me 2 bowls of spicy soup and 10 skewers of grilled squid. Yushu had wanted to eat for a long time, but Lin Yi wasn't home. She didn't want to attract trouble, so she didn't eat. But now that Qibing was here for free, she wouldn't hold back. Oh, okay, Uncle Zhu, you go. Qibing said to Uncle Zhu. Even if Yushu wanted to have a big meal, he'd buy it for her. Who asked him to break his leg in such a hurry? Yes, Master Bing, Uncle Zhu said and drove to buy the snacks. Qibing, on the other hand, asked, Miss Chin, is it okay now? Okay, let's begin. Yushu found the steel rod and raised it, aiming at Qibing's leg. I'm ready, relax. You can protect yourself with qi. Okay, I know. To be honest, Qibing wanted the steel rod in Yushu's hand. It was a good thing. If he could get his hands on it, he wouldn't need to find Lin Yi to break his leg. He could just find someone else to do it for him. But it was just a thought. He didn't dare to take Lin Yi's stuff. Wasn't that asking for death? If he brought trouble to the hidden house Zhao, he wouldn't be able to handle it. Bang. Yushu's rod smashed over, accurately hitting Zhao Qibing's right leg. Ouch. Zhao Qibing screamed in pain. This time he heard a cracked sound and thought that his leg was broken. The pain was worth it, but when he raised his leg to take a closer look, his right leg wasn't broken at all. It was just that the bone was cracked. Hey Yushu, what are you doing? It's not broken, it's just a fracture. Do you know how to fight or not? Zhao Qibing panicked a little. His leg, a fractured bone and a broken bone were 2 different things. A fractured bone was useless. I don't know how to fight, but you do? Why are you so nosy? Yushu wasn't happy. Are you going to fight or not? If not, I'm going to eat. I'll fight, but you have to fight properly. Qibing didn't dare to refuse. He braced himself and said, hit me again. Fine, you're too nosy. Yushu raised the steel rod and smashed it at Qibing's left leg. Bang. Crack. Another crisp sound. Qibing knelt on the ground. His right leg had just been fractured and he didn't dare to use any strength. He only supported himself with his left leg, but Zhao Qibing thought that Yushu would still hit his right leg. He didn't expect that Yushu would hit his left leg instead. Ouch. Qibing screamed again. He was finally angry. Yushu, do you know how to fight or not? Right leg. Right leg. Not left leg, you hit the wrong one. Wrong one? Is that so? Yushu looked at Qibing, confused. That's right, isn't it a set? Both sides are broken, there's no problem. Break your head, I want to break it, not break it. You're too lousy, Lin Yi broke it in one hit, Your skills aren't good enough. Qibing was angry but he didn't dare to let it out. Break your head, you dare say my skills aren't good enough? Yushu raged. She raised the steel rod and smashed it on Qibing's head. I'll break your head. Bang. Chapter 2890. Mengyao had been with Lin Yi for a long time, and she'd seen a lot of bloodshed. She wasn't afraid, but she didn't know whether to laugh or cry at Shu's actions. Zhao Qibing was screwed over. At that moment, Uncle Zhu drove back. He got out of the car with the snacks and saw Yushu smashing Zhao Qibing's head. He froze. This is, oh, the food is here. Yushu grabbed the steel rod and ran to Uncle Zhu. She snatched the snacks from his hands and said to Mengyao, Yao Yao, we're going to eat. With that, she ran into the villa. Mengyao was helpless. She shrugged at Uncle Zhu. Hurry up and get him out of here. Master Bing, he's dead? Uncle Zhu was shocked. He's not dead, he's probably unconscious. Mengyao knew the relationship between Uncle Zhu and Lin Yi, so she didn't guard against him. Uncle Zhu nodded and walked over to check Zhao Qibing's breathing. He breathed out in relief when he realized that Zhao Qibing was still breathing. He quickly brought him to the hidden house. Although Zhao Qibing's head and legs were broken, he was a practitioner after all. He woke up not long after returning to the hidden house. However, he had a splitting headache. His legs weren't the worst, but Yushu's strike on his head was quite ruthless. Even his skull was broken. Old Zhao came as well. He was speechless after hearing Zhao Qibing's story, but he understood how Zhao Qibing felt. It was good that he wanted to train 1,000 legs. It was Yushu's fault for messing with him. Uncle Zhu, on the other hand, wasn't punished. After all, it wasn't his fault. Zhao Qibing was the one who asked Yushu to hit him. It had nothing to do with him. Besides, he was sent out to buy snacks when it happened. You should take a small recovery pill. I'm afraid that it'll leave some side effects. Old Zhao sighed and said to Zhao Qibing. But, Grandpa, aren't my legs broken for nothing? I was so close to breaking it. Qibing wasn't willing to give up. Otherwise he would have taken the pill a long time ago. Uncle Zhu, you should have broken Qibing's leg when he was unconscious. Now that he's awake, there's nothing we can do. Old Zhao said helplessly. But how could I do it under those circumstances? Uncle Zhu smiled bitterly. That's true, you're loyal to Qibing, I know that. Forget it, Elder Mian, give Qibing a small rejuvenation pill first, then we'll make plans. Old Zhao felt that things weren't going well recently, especially with Lin Yi getting stronger and stronger. To the hidden house Zhao he was always a threat. However, he had no way of killing Lin Yi, and the other hidden houses were waiting patiently. This put him in a difficult position. How could they allow the other hidden families to band together and kill Lin Yi? Old Zhao began to think about the possibility of joining forces. He believed that no matter how strong Lin Yi was, he wouldn't be able to fight against all the hidden houses working together. Lin Yi practiced until night time. He got up and looked at Tu Xiaowang, who wasn't far from him. To Lin Yi, Tu Xiaowang's injuries weren't serious. These injuries were nothing. Lin Yi walked over and grabbed Tu Xiaowang's wrist. He activated the second stage of the Art of Dragon Mastery and quickly healed Tu Xiaowang's injuries. However, he bypassed Tu Xiaowang's meridians. They were still the same as before. Of course, if it was the old Lin Yi, he wouldn't be able to do this with the first stage of the Art of Dragon Mastery. However, Lin Yi could use the second stage of the Art of Dragon Mastery with ease. This wasn't a problem at all. Tu Xiaowang used the Great Recovery Pill to prolong his life, and the nutrients he needed were more than enough. It was just that many parts of his body were damaged and he couldn't wake up. After Lin Yi healed him, Tu Xiaowang woke up. You. Who are you? Tyrant opened his eyes, shocked as he looked at Lin Yi, who had just let go of his wrist. He didn't know where he was, but all he remembered was that when he hit Nai Peo, he'd been hit back with an even stronger force, knocking him out. Lin Yi. Lin Yi said faintly, "All right, you're awake now. I should go." Wait a minute. You saved me? Tu Xiaowang was arrogant, but he wasn't an idiot. He knew how heavily injured he was. He was prepared to die because the Dehuan Dan didn't work. But now that he had woken up, Tu Xiaowang checked his body's condition. Other than his meridians being broken, he couldn't train. His bodily functions had returned to normal. This meant that someone had saved him. Now Lin Yi was beside him, but Tu Xiaowang's follower Tu Xiaowang wasn't with him. This meant that Lin Yi must have saved him. Yes, but you don't need to thank me. You're not my follower. I don't have the obligation to save you for free. Your follower Tu Xiaowang already promised me 2 bottles of earth essence as compensation. Lin Yi said, "All right, I should go." Tu Xiaowang had just woken up. His mind wasn't clear yet, but he could guess that Lin Yi was a master. He wanted to say a few more words to Lin Yi, but Lin Yi wasn't going to talk to him. He could only shut his mouth. Zhang Naipeo's lesson this time was quite deep. Tu Xiaowang knew that there was always someone better than him. He didn't dare force Lin Yi, someone who could save him. He needed to understand the situation first. Lin Yi walked out the door and Tu Xiaowang, who had been waiting anxiously not too far away, came up to him. It was as if he was waiting for a doctor's family. Tu Xiaowang quickly asked, "Senior Lin, how is he?" Tu Xiaowang. "He's alive," Lin Yi said. "Is he out of danger? Can I go in now?" Tu Xiaowang asked carefully, afraid that he'd do something wrong. "Of course he's inside. You can go in and talk to him." Lin Yi didn't know whether to laugh or cry. This isn't an operation, he's still in danger. Chapter 2891. If you're not afraid that he'll kill you, continue? Lin Yi said faintly. That's. Earth's Wishing realized that he'd gotten a little ahead of himself. He smiled awkwardly. There's no one here, right? Plus, with Senior Lin here, Zhang Naipeo wouldn't dare do anything to us. Ha. Lin Yi didn't refute it, he only smiled faintly. I'm going back to my room to rest. Bring me the earth essence as soon as possible. Alright Senior Lin, you should go rest first. Earth's Wishing had wanted to talk more with Lin Yi, but remembering that Lin Yi had just healed Tu Zhanwang, he must be exhausted. It was normal for him to want to rest, so he didn't dare stop him. Lin Yi nodded and left. Earth Diamond Star, on the other hand, couldn't wait to enter Tuo Tuo's room. Young head, are you alright? Wishing I'm fine. My body's all recovered, but my meridians are still broken. Tu Zhanwang was alive, but he wasn't in a good mood. That's great. Senior Lin is amazing, he's a man of his words. Earth's Wishing breathed out in relief after seeing Tu Zhanwang sitting up. Who was the person who saved me before? Tu Zhanwang was very curious about Lin Yi. He didn't really care about anything else. Young master, you're talking about Senior Lin, he. Earth's Wishing didn't need to hide anything from Tu Zhanwang. He told Tu Zhanwang everything that happened after Tu Zhanwang fainted, including him asking for help with silkworm transformation, finding Lin Yi, and discussing terms with the headmaster. That Senior Lin, why is he so strong? Isn't he afraid of offending Zhang Naipeo by saving me? Tu Xiaowang was filled with respect for Lin Yi after hearing the words, someone that even his silkworm transformation couldn't handle had to be a master. It was just that he'd made an enemy out of Zhang Naipeo for no reason, and it wasn't worth it. There's something else I didn't go into. Senior Lin and Zhang Naipeo are enemies, and those Mo Ba and Mo Jiu by Naipeo's side are all gone, one dead, one injured. It was all done by Senior Lin. Earth's Wishing explained, Zhang Naipeo doesn't even dare to fart, evidently afraid of Senior Lin. So, Senior Lin doesn't need to worry about him. So strong. Tu Zhanwang didn't expect Lin Yi to be this strong, he was a black horse in this test. Which sect is he from? He's a rogue cultivator. Earth Diamond Star said, but I heard that a few direct disciples of the ancient era are his underlings. Sai, our Yellow Earth High sect doesn't have any relationship with him. If only the young sect master was his underling, he would even be able to repair your meridians. It's just that, unless it's someone related to him, he wouldn't waste any effort to help. If it's someone unrelated to him, he wouldn't help no matter what conditions he offers. We paid 2 bottles of the Earth Element Essence this time, and all we got in return was to bring you back to life, young master. Freelancer. There were even minions from the ancient era? He can even repair my meridians? Tu Zhanwang was completely shocked. This person didn't sound like a normal freelancer at all his followers were from an ancient sect, and they were omnipotent. This was almost on the same level as 5 Elements sect. Yes, that's what the silkworm transformation young master said, it can't be false. Earth's Wishing nodded. As for meridians, I had my suspicions before, but the great master didn't. Perhaps he knows something, so, as long as I call him boss, he'll help me repair my meridians? Tu Zhanwang suddenly remembered what Lin Yi said before he left. You're not my follower, I don't have the obligation to save you for free. Didn't that mean that if he became his follower, Lin Yi would repair his meridians for free? With that thought, Tu Zhanwang was a little excited. He wasn't calling Lin Yi boss just to repair his meridians. The main thing was that with a boss like Lin Yi, at least people like Zhang Naipeo wouldn't dare hit him anymore. Plus, Lin Yi was so strong, and would become the biggest helper of Yellow Soil sect in the future. Calling him boss was a very good deal. But Tu Zhanwang was a little worried about his uncle's attitude. After all, he was the young master of an ancient sect, and calling Lin Yi boss wasn't a big deal right now, but once he took over the position, wouldn't the entire Yellow Soil sect be Lin Yi's follower? That should be the case, but I'm afraid that Senior Lin won't take you in. Tu Zhanxing smiled bitterly. Even Tu Qingsong was hinting for him to make things happen between Tu Zhanwang and Lin Yi. Lin Yi was really capable, otherwise the sect master wouldn't have said that. But this way it wouldn't be easy to call Lin Yi boss. Lin Yi had said that he had enough followers already, and wouldn't take in just anyone. It seemed like there needed to be an opportunity. Pester me with soft and hard tactics. Plus, didn't he ask for the essence of the earth element? He doesn't know how to use it, and only my uncle and I know this secret, so if he wants to know, I'll have to tell him myself. After a while, we'll get familiar, and I'll take the chance to call him boss. Tu Zhanwang said, but what I'm worried about is, how do I explain this to my uncle? Tu Zhanwang admired absolute masters, especially when Lin Yi defeated Zhang Naipeo. He was only worried about his uncle's side. That's fine. Tu Zhanxing nodded. You don't have to worry too much about the headmaster. He's already said that you can get closer to Senior Lin, young master. Everything is up to you. Did uncle really say that? Tu Zhanwang wasn't stupid, he understood immediately, but he was a little surprised with his uncle's personality. Why would he agree? Even if it was to heal his meridians, it wouldn't be that easy, right? Yes, if you don't believe me, you can call the headmaster. Tu Zhanxing nodded. There's no need for that, why would I doubt your words? Tu Zhanwang waved his hand. He was just a little confused, but he didn't doubt Tu Zhanxing's words at all. He'd been with him for so many years and he'd always been loyal. Chapter 2892. Now? Tua Xiaowang shook his head, a bitter smile on his face. Mr. Lin's acting like he doesn't want anyone to disturb himself after saving me. He just said a few words and left as if he didn't want to talk to me anymore. Then what do we do? Tua Xiaowang realized for the first time that making a young master of an ancient sect acknowledge a freelancer as his boss was a difficult thing. The difficulty didn't lie with the young master of the ancient sect, it lay with the freelancer. When is the person delivering the essence coming? Tua Xiaowang asked after some thought. Should be tomorrow, he's taking a private jet, so it shouldn't be long, Tua Xiaowang said. Yeah, tomorrow then. I'll explain to Senior Lin how to use the essence when it's delivered, and we'll see what his attitude is like when I call him boss. Tua Xiaowang said. Sounds good, Tua Xiaowang nodded. After leaving Tua Xiaowang's room, Lin Yi didn't go back to his own room. He went to Yang Qiqi's room and knocked on the door. Qiqi was talking to Lil Nine on the phone when the knocking came. Who would be knocking at a time like this? Didn't Lin Yi go treat Tua Xiaowang? Who is it? Qiqi asked. It's me, Lin Yi said. Ah. Qiqi quickly lowered her voice when she heard Lin Yi's voice. Lil Nine, IE bro's here. Let's talk later, I'll go open the door. Yeah. Lil Nine was a little dejected, she wanted to let Qiqi give the phone to Lin Yi, but thinking about it, what could she say if she gave the phone to Lin Yi? These years, her relationship with Lin Yi had become very distant, and it was just the kind of conversation between teammates. She didn't know what to say when she actually picked up the phone. Qiqi opened the door and blushed when she saw Lin Yi. IE bro, you're here? Yeah, I just came out of Tua Xiaowang's room, so I stopped by. Lin Yi said, my name is Lin Yi now, E and Eagle are just code names. You can call me by my current name, I'm not really used to IE, sure. Qiqi liked Lin Yi as a person, not the name IE. It didn't matter what Lin Yi was called, he was still that childhood friend in her heart. But Lin Yi bro, your room's over there and Tua Tuo's on the other side. It's not like you're going in the same direction. Ugh. Lin Yi didn't know what. Lin Qiqi felt a bit embarrassed. Lin Xiaowang. Xiaowang Yi's face. Lin Yi didn't mean it, but it made Qiqi's heart skip a beat. A flash of shyness appeared on her cool face. Is that so? Xiao Qi's so happy. Yeah, there's something even happier. The Earth Essence is coming and there's 2 bottles. The Yellow Earth sect promised to send them over as soon as possible. Lin Yi said. Really? Qiqi was very excited. Lin Yi bro, you healed that Tua Xiaowang? They're so easygoing, Lil Jiu can finally be saved. Not yet, he's just alive, but his meridians are still broken. Lin Yi shook his head. But they're already very happy. That's all? Qiqi was a bit surprised, wasn't the Yellow Earth sect a little too easy to deal with? She just didn't know how important Tua Xiaowang was to them. Yeah, you should tell the 9th princess about this later. Let her be happy. Lin Yi came here to cheer Qiqi and Lil Jiu up. Linny bro, why don't you call her yourself? You have her contact anyway. Chi-Chi said. You know that I'm in contact with her? Linny was a bit surprised. His contact with Lil Jio was one way. This was the rule of the assassin organization. Logically speaking, Chi-Chi shouldn't know, but you're an assassin from the assassin group, right? As long as it's an assassin on a mission, they're all connected to Lil Jio. It's just that a lot of people don't know each other, but Linny bro definitely knows who Lil Jio is. I forgot about that. Linny couldn't help but smile bitterly. Then, you won't blame me for not going back and contacting you, will you? Of course not. Father said that an assassin shouldn't contact his teammates with his original identity after a mission. If something happens to one person, it'll affect the others. That's why Lil Chi hasn't made up her mind to look for Lil E bro? Chi-Chi shook her head. Who would have thought that fate would allow Lil Chi to meet Lil E bro again? But now it seems that you're no longer an assassin, Linny bro? You've stepped into the world of practitioners? Yeah, assassins are only limited to the common world. In fact, if it weren't for some people and things, I might never have had anything to do with the world of practitioners in this lifetime. But the people and things around me force me to go against the flow and step into a higher plane. I don't cause trouble for them, but they cause trouble for me and the people around me, Linny said. Just like this time, if it weren't for my name in the world of practitioners, no matter how much help Tian-chan gave us, there'd be no way the Yellow Earth sect would have handed over 2 bottles of the essence so willingly. That's true, I didn't think that Linny bro would be this strong no matter what you do. You've made a name for yourself in the world of practitioners. Lil Chi will follow Linny bro from now on. Chi-Chi was even happier that Linny had become stronger than her. Linny knew Chi-Chi's personality very well. She looked cold and cool on the outside, but she was actually a girl who looked strong on the outside but was actually very fragile on the inside. She wasn't suited to be an assassin, and it was due to her parents that she started training as an assassin at a young age. Her path wasn't because she liked it. At first, Chi-Chi was a bit against it, but after getting to know him, Linny could feel that Chi-Chi was training for him, and now she was fighting for Lil Nine. In the Ice Palace trial in the practitioner's market, Chi-Chi had cried, showing the fragile side of her heart. Under this cool facade, Chi-Chi's strength came from a stubborn belief. Chapter 2893. This was a feeling that Linny understood very well. Linny had been through this before after all. Those backgrounds in the common world, on the other hand, were quite useful in the common world. For example, at House Kang's birthday banquet, dealing with normal houses that weren't even considered noble houses. But at the noble house level, those backgrounds were useless. This was also why Linny had always been envious of people with good mentors. Even people like Kang Ming and Zhang Naipeo, who weren't important at all, had sky-class strength. How the hell did a hard-working practitioner like Linny feel? But what could he do? He was tall, rich and handsome with a good master. Pills were like candy to him, and Linny, on the other hand, had to go through a lot of hardships just to get one, and he was almost trapped under the cliffs of Wushuang Mountains during the test. It was a feeling of helplessness. But Linny, on the other hand, had overcome all of this with much difficulty, finally standing at the peak of existence. Of course, all of this was thanks to the jade space and that damn thing, or else Linny would have died a long time ago. As for Chi-Chi, Linny patted her shoulder. Xiao-Chi, you can tell others that you're my sister from now onwards. Normally, no one would go out of their way to cause trouble for you. In this test, Linny could see that he was in a very delicate position. No one dared to mess with him, or rather, no one wanted to mess with him because the consequences would be too severe. This was why Lin Yi and Zhang Naipeo were able to coexist peacefully. Especially after the incident with Zhang Naipeo got out, Lin Yi's name was like thunder in the ears of the ancient practitioners. Sure, haha, Ebro used to protect me and now he's protecting me again. Can I do whatever I want in the ancient level? Chi-Chi asked happily. You can bully the people who bullied you again. For example, tomorrow morning, you can occupy a few tables and stop them from eating, Lin Yi said. Okay. Lin Yi suggested casually, but Chi-Chi seemed to be paying attention. When Lin Yi got back to his room, Chi-Chi happily called Jiao. The people from the Yellow Earth sect came quickly. It was unknown if Tu Qing-song had specially arranged it. In short, this disciple of the Yellow Earth sect arrived at the Heavenly Elixir sect in the early hours of the next day. It seemed that the power of the Yellow Earth sect was not weak. The private plane could take off at any time. Good timing. When Tu Ba Wang saw that the disciples of the Yellow Earth High sect had arrived, he was instantly overjoyed. He understood the principle of striking while the iron was hot, but if he didn't have anything in his hands, why would he strike the iron? He needed to be strong, didn't he? And so, after Tu Ba Wang got the essence, he came to the inn's restaurant early, ready to have a chance encounter with Lin Yi. He'd then talk to Lin Yi about the essence, and after the meal, he'd go to Lin Yi's room or his own room to talk about it. When it came to the point of worship, he'd just kneel down and call him boss and everything would be fine. Of course, Tu Ba Wang's idea was good, but he noticed something strange when he came to the restaurant. All the practitioners who came here to eat were walking out of the restaurant with their lunchboxes, and not eating in the restaurant. This made Tu Ba Wang very confused. Normally speaking, practitioners here didn't have the habit of eating in their rooms. There were no full-time waiters here, and the trash from eating in their rooms had to be taken care of by themselves. Everyone thought it was troublesome and they could leave after eating in the restaurant. What was going on today? Why was everyone taking takeout? He was about to ask someone when he raised his head to see Zhang Naipeo walking out of the restaurant with a depressed look on his face. In his hands was a takeout as well. At the same time, Naipeo saw Tu Ba Wang as well. He froze. He knew how heavily injured Tu Ba was. How did this guy get better? How could he walk? Wasn't he unconscious? But as confused as Naipeo was, he didn't plan on asking any more. He only looked at Tu Ba Wang once before leaving in a hurry. Naipeo's weird actions made Tu Ba Wang a little puzzled. Why was Naipeo acting like he didn't see him at all? He was the one who hit him, but he was here, perfectly fine. Couldn't he ask a few questions? In fact, Tu Ba Wang did want Naipeo to ask a few more questions after all. If Naipeo wanted to cause trouble for him, Lin Yi would probably step in and interfere. He'd just been healed by Lin Yi, so how could he let Naipeo do whatever he wanted? This had to do with the face of a practitioner. He shook his head. If Naipeo didn't cause trouble, he wouldn't provoke him. Lin Yi wasn't an idiot either. Him provoking Naipeo and getting hurt again were two different situations. Tua Xiaowang hadn't even stood still when he heard an arrogant girl's voice. All the tables in this restaurant belong to me now. You're not allowed to eat here. Lin Yi bro and I are going to enjoy our time together. You guys buy food and go eat outside. The voice belonged to Yang Qiqi. Of course, she'd bought some food and wanted to find a place to sit down when these practitioners chased her away with a cold glare. This time Yang Qiqi was giving them a taste of their own medicine. Anyone who wanted to eat here was kicked out. Of course, some of them were innocent bystanders. Qiqi didn't go to their table when she came, or they had already finished eating and left, not meeting Qiqi at all. But they didn't dare say anything. Yang Qiqi and the others didn't know where they came from, but Lin Yi and the others did. This Lin Yi was the one who swept through the Sky Elixir sex test, and even Naipeo wasn't his match. Didn't they see Naipeo leave after buying breakfast? Who else could be a match for Lin Yi? Thinking that it was better to avoid trouble, they all left after buying breakfast. Tu Ba Wang, on the other hand, couldn't help but smile bitterly at Yang Qiqi's domineering. This person was obviously very close to Lin Yi, and Tu Ba Wang couldn't afford to piss him off. But he didn't want to leave just like that. At the same time, his admiration for Lin Yi went up another level. Seeing was believing, and he'd heard about how strong Lin Yi was from Tu Jinxing. All he saw was Lin Yi's medical skills, but he didn't know much about Lin Yi's strength. Chapter 2894. At that thought, Tua Xiaolong was excited. So strong. What kind of ancient sect could be this strong? They didn't even say anything, just a little girl, and these people wouldn't dare eat here. Tua Xiaolong's imagination was running wild. If it were him instead of Qiqi, it'd be so much more fun and pretentious. He stood at the entrance of the restaurant and spoke to the participants, especially Naipeo. All the tables in this restaurant belong to me now. You're not allowed to eat here. I have some things to discuss with Boss Lin Yi, so you guys buy your food and go eat outside. Waha, he was excited just thinking about it. Tua had always been someone who liked to show off, and he didn't have many bad intentions. He just liked the feeling of being looked up to, and having Lin Yi as his boss could sweep away all the frustrations he'd faced before. All the tables in this restaurant belong to me now. You're not allowed to eat here. Chim? Qiqi was just about to shoo Tua Xiaolong away when she saw that it was Tua Xiaolong. She changed the topic immediately. You're Tua Xiaolong? Yeah, sis, I'm actually Boss Lin Yi's friend as well. I'm his patient, so do you think I can eat here? Tua Xiaolong asked carefully, his face thick. You. Qiqi turned to Lin Yi. He was the one who gave little Nine the essence, but whether or not he could sit here was up to Lin Yi. Qiqi didn't dare make the decision herself. Oh, Tua Xiaolong, you're recovering pretty fast? You're here to give me the essence, aren't you? Lin Yi estimated the time. If Huang Tu had been a bit faster, it should be about time. Yeah, boss, Lin Yi is amazing, you know what I'm here for. Tua Xiaolong said as he ran over to Lin Yi and sat down. Outside the restaurant, the cultivators who had not left all had strange expressions on their faces. Firstly, they were surprised that Earth Overlord had woken up. Secondly, he actually said that he was Lin Yi's patient? Could it be that Lin Yi had cured him? How was this possible? Wasn't Earth Tyrant's injuries so severe that even a third-grade great cyclic pill had no effect on it? How could it be better? Of course, even though these people were puzzled, they didn't dare to ask. Why are you calling me boss? You're also not my little brother. Lin Yi glanced at local overlord and said indifferently. Lin Yi's expression didn't show anything special, but he had some doubts in his heart. The local tyrant actually wanted to recognize him as his boss so soon? What prompted him to make such a quick decision? He had only healed the injuries on his body and did not repair his meridians. Moreover, this was only a transaction. He had healed him and he had also paid the earth essence. It was extremely fair. Moreover, even if there was Tian Chan's mediation, it was impossible for an ancient sect's young master to make a decision so easily. Feng Shipian and Li Siba, on the other hand, had recognized him as their boss after witnessing his strength under special circumstances. Tua, on the other hand, was different. He didn't understand why he'd come to him. Was it just to repair his meridians? However, Lin Yi knew that he was a very good judge of character. Lin Yi didn't see any utilitarian intentions in Earth Tyrant's eyes. On the contrary, he seemed to admire him very much. What was he admiring? Moreover, he had Earth Diamond Star by his side. If he casually recognized him as his boss, wouldn't Earth Diamond Star report to their sect master? Boss, I can't express my gratitude in words. Boss Lin Yi healed my injuries and brought me back to life. It was like I was reborn. So, Boss Lin Yi is like a second parent to me. However, if I call Boss Lin Yi Godfather, you definitely won't recognize me as your son. So, I'll settle for the next best thing and call you boss. Earth Tyrant said, what do you think? Of course, this is just a title. In my heart, you're my boss. It doesn't matter if you recognize me as your little brother or not. You're my idol and I'm your fan. Cough cough. Lin Yi didn't expect Earth Tyrant to come up with such a fallacious argument. Godfather? He really dared to call him that. However, Lin Yi could also see that this kid was sincere when he said these words. Therefore, even if Lin Yi was puzzled, his expression still softened. He nodded and said non-committally, where's the earth essence? I was so focused on talking that I forgot about the important matter. The earth essence is here. As he said this, Earth Tyrant carefully took out 2 very small bottles from his pocket and placed them in front of Lin Yi. Such a small bottle? Lin Yi looked at the pocket-sized bottles in front of him, a little speechless. This small bottle is actually just enough for one use, Earth Tyrant explained awkwardly. The Earth Overlord explained somewhat awkwardly, there is not a lot of this thing. The Earth Attribute Essence liquid is stored in a special way. Once the bottle is opened, it has to be used immediately. It will lose its effect after 3 days. Hence, it would be a waste to store more. So that's how it is. Lin Yi nodded and thought that this was similar to the spring water that old Lin and Air Gooden drank at home. Once the spring water was taken out, it would lose its effect after a period of time. Yes. Earth Tyrant nodded and asked, Boss Lin Yi, what do you want to do with this Earth Essence? The way to use this Earth Essence is a secret of our Yellow Earth High Sect. Only my uncle, the current leader, and I know about it. Even Earth Diamond Star doesn't know about it. Of course, Boss Lin Yi isn't an outsider, so it doesn't matter if you know about it. Lin Yi heard Earth Tyrant's words and thought it was funny. This guy was trying to get information out of him so that he would accept him as a follower. Of course, Lin Yi accepting Earth Tyrant wasn't a problem. Right now, Lin Yi basically didn't care about the Hidden House's power anymore. The next step would be the ancient powers. An additional follower would be an additional helper, so naturally Lin Yi was happy to do so. However, this boss Earth Tyrant was suspicious. Lin Yi had to figure out this person's purpose and character first. I have a friend who has too much earth element in his body, and he can't control or guide it. He needs the earth essence and parts of an earth spirit beast to treat him. Lin Yi didn't hide anything. After all, he had to explain this clearly to Earth Tyrant so that he could take the right medicine. Chapter 2895. This situation stunned Tu Jun. His eyes widened as he looked at Lin Yi in disbelief. Boss Lin Yi, are you serious? Why would I lie to you about something like this? Why else would I ask you for the essence? Linny frowned. He didn't know what kind of expression Tyrant had on his face. Was it that surprising? No, Boss Lin, don't misunderstand. What I mean is, I thought that you had an earth element friend who went crazy during training and needed the essence of the earth element to mediate, but now it seems that's not the case. The situation you're talking about is very likely the earth element inheritor that our yellow earth high sect has been looking for. The situation you described is exactly the same as the earth element inheritor. Tu Xiaowang quickly explained. Earth element inheritor? Although old Lin had mentioned this before, he wasn't very sure. Now that Tu Xiaowang had mentioned it, it was basically certain that little Nine was the so-called earth inheritor. At the thought, Lin couldn't help but be wary. One had to know that the moment Xiao Xiao became the inheritor, Lin wasn't very willing. Miss Rock Candy said that the inheritor had to do something dangerous. Xiao Xiao going to the Ice Palace and becoming an inheritor was something Lin didn't want, but little Nine was something Lin couldn't just let go of so easily. And so, Lin said calmly, I just want to know how to use this essence. As for the inheritor or not, I don't care. My friend won't be an inheritor. That's... Tu Jun realized that he was being a bit too emotional. This was Lin, not anyone else. There was no way he could control the will of the person in front of him, so Tu Ba could only smile bitterly. Boss Lin, it's like this. If that person's condition is as you say, using the essence of the earth element as a catalyst, along with the parts of the earth element sky-class spirit beasts can provide the greatest amount of relief, but there's a flaw in doing so. The earth element in your friend's body will disappear, and his body will become extremely weak. Even if you can extend his life, he won't be able to live for long. He'll die within 10 or 20 years. What you're saying, is that true? Lin was a bit surprised. Tu Tyrant's words were very similar to what Miss Crystal Candy said back in the Ice Palace. Lin wanted to give Xiao Xiao the fire spirit's fruit, but Miss Crystal Candy stopped him, and now Tu Tyrant was saying the same thing. Of course, I wouldn't lie to my respected boss Lin. Tu Jun. He sighed, I won't hide it from boss Lin, but I came from the west to Central Plains not only to participate in the Sky Elixir Sex test, but also to find an earth element inheritor to bring back to our yellow earth sect. Tu Tyrant had another reason for coming here, and that was to find his cousin, Tu Ran. However, his uncle Tu Song had specifically told him that the matter back then was a little complicated, and that he had to be careful with his words. He couldn't mention it to anyone else, so he didn't even mention it to Lin. Lin nodded. With the experience from last time in the Ice Palace, Lin didn't think that Tu Ba was lying to him. Little Nine's situation might really be as he said. He was an earth element inheritor and had to accept the inheritance. Other than accepting the inheritance, is there no other way to solve the problem? Lin didn't want to give up. Like what kind of arts? It might be possible if they train from a young age, but from the looks of it, even if they're younger than you, Senior Lin, they wouldn't be much younger, right? In terms of time, it's too late, at least not for us earth element cultivators. Tu Xiaowang shook his head and said with certainty, I won't hide it from you, boss. If there was a solution, then the direct descendants of our Yellow Earth High School wouldn't be so few in number. Now only my uncle and I are left. This is also why my uncle easily agreed to use the earth essence in exchange for my life, because everyone in my family has left. Oh? Lin was a bit shocked. Tu Jun. His family were all dead? Of course Lin didn't doubt that Tu Jun. He only needed to ask Guxian to know if it was true. Don't be surprised, Boss Lin. Our family's bloodline is actually the same as the bloodline you're talking about. There's a large amount of earth elements in our bodies, and we have to train in the Yellow Earth High Sect's arts from a young age. Before 20 we have to step into Sky Class or we'll face death. At that point, we need to use the essence of the earth element and the body parts of an earth element Sky Class spirit beast to alleviate the effects, but the effects vary from person to person. At most, it's 10 to 20 years of life. Tu Junwang said, but a Sky Class before 20 years of age. A sect can only raise one or two at a time, even if they do their best. After all, there's a limit to how many pills we can accumulate. It's just like how the everyday sect focuses on Zhang Naipeo, while our Yellow Earth High sect focuses on me. But, can't you guys become inheritors? Then why don't you accept the inheritance? Lin asked curiously. The inheritors are all female. Male cultivators are unable to accept and comprehend the inheritance and cannot become inheritors. Our Yellow Earth High sect's bloodline is very special. Our descendants are all male. If we want to give birth to a daughter, we have to use a very complicated method. We have to spend a lot of energy and treasures in order to produce a female descendant. This is specially done to cultivate cultivators, said Earth Overlord. Then, why don't you guys get a female descendant to accept the inheritance? Linny asked curiously. Yes. My uncle has a daughter, and she's also my cousin. This is something to be happy about, but, to June. He suddenly realized that he'd said too much. In front of Linny, he didn't have his guard up and accidentally spilled the beans. What's wrong? Linny saw that too June. He was confused. I'm sorry, Boss Linny, this is a family secret. I accidentally said too much? Tu Xiaowang said a little embarrassedly. Anyway, you just need to know that we tried, but we didn't succeed. That you're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.